no titties in movies anymore, and we only see dicks. Has anyone noticed this? Yes, I love titties. Big old titties.
What's up, you big old bitches? We're finally back after the content house where I almost died because I drank for the first time in forever and apparently underestimated Woodford and free pouring.
Oh, that'll happen.
Dude,
That'll happen.
I drank. I was so dude because I'm still on my diet, right?
Yeah.
And I had not ate anything. I ate egg whites and then like a protein bar. And when I get to the house, and me and Zia and ex-girl go to the liquor store, and I get me a Woodford, and Chrissy offers to pay for it. I'm like, no, this is my Woodford. And I get home, free pour 3, Woodford and Cokes, smash them in the course of like 3 hours, and I wake up the next day in the bed. And
oh no,
ex-girl had to walk me down the stairs, and I was like dying. First time I've thrown up since February when we were in Vegas, and I threw up, and I tried to eat some fries, threw up again. And then
fries? Why would you do that?
I don't know what to do. And then one of the editor guys came in and was like, "Do you need anything?" He's like, "Here's some Popeyes." He just gave me some Popeyes, some chicken and biscuits, and I forced it down.
Yeah,
I could barely like swallow. I forced this stuff down, and I drank like a liquid IV. And then Zia brought me some ibuprofen. And 1 hour after that, I felt completely normal. I could not.
Yeah. You got to get fat and grease in your system. Something about that like soaks up the remaining alcohol. I don't know what it is. I almost never get hangovers. When I do, all I want to do is die.
Yes, that's what I was like, I ruined my whole trip. And then, of course, 2 biscuits down, and I was dancing in the living room. And I told Chrissy, I was like, I don't know why I feel normal, because she was playing this song, Chrissy, the Christmas mouse lives inside of Santa's house, and she was running around acting like a mouse. And I was like, why do I feel normal right now? I should be like in pain.
Yeah,
but it was great. It was a lot of fun.
I'm sober, and I kind of hate what you just said.
Yeah, it was pretty weird. But
like
it was
you
fun.
should have been preparing to Dylan roof that house.
Yeah. Well, I took solace in the fact that I got to sit in the hot tub.
Oh,
and then,
yeah.
And then Zia would purposely put her ass in my face, and I was like, "This is fine."
Well, that's okay.
She's way smaller than I thought. She's like, this
Matthew Perry tried to cure his hangover in the hot tub. Worked. Doesn't have one anymore.
No, he feels
rid of that thing.
Feels great, actually. Speaking of feeling great, it is the debauchery's begun in the chat. $100 super chat from Billy Hatcher. Oh my God, the 2 gay men are back. I also sent you something about Tinder recently on Discord. Also, Nick, modern Mustangs are for women. Old ones are superior. Damn.
You know what I'm going to say is I agree with you in part, because classic cars have one feature that cannot be matched by a modern car ever. Do you know what it is, Camelot? There's one aspect of classic muscle cars, modern muscle cars, not a single one has them, and they're the greatest part of them. They're the only reason you should have muscle car.
Let's see.
Your car guy, yes.
Obviously not the stick shift, right?
No, there are a couple muscle cars that still have a stick shift.
No headrest.
Close. You're in the ballpark.
Seat. Bench seat. I knew
bench Seat.
Yeah.
You
can't live without the bench seat.
Exactly.
Ain't nothing stopping you. No, there is one of the differences is that yours has 7 times the horsepower as a 68. So there's that.
Look, the 68 Shelbys are beautiful, and like you look at them, you're like, oh goddamn, like. But when you see them, when they get put to the line with each other, it's not even cute how bad they get smoked. It's dumb.
It's brutal. It is absolutely.
Modern engineering's beautiful.
Hyundai Veloster can beat them 0 to 60 now. It's pretty sad, but I would rather have one over a Veloster every day. Billy Hatcher, I love you. Appreciate you. You're the man. First red boy of the night is followed by the first pink boy of the night with Trent Westbrook. Bro. Thank you so much, Trent. I love you. I appreciate you. You are the man. Coming in strong. Thank you. We need to get together, Trent. I got a big announcement coming. Probably, I don't know, in 3 weeks. I'm going to announce it because I can't yet because it might be I don't know. I don't want it to fall through. So, but in 3 weeks, I'm going to announce something. We need to get together and see if we can collaborate. Thank you, Trent. I love you. I appreciate you. Another pink boy, another red boy. Hot diggity damn. Rakin Knight says, "What's up, you gays?" with a $25 orange boy. Thank you, Rakin. Whole bunch of nothing, just chilling, trying to survive. I appreciate you, Rakin. First orange boy already in the bag. And Kyle Villan with his first super chat ever says, "Let's see some Fight Milk tonight." Thank you, Kyle. I appreciate you. I love you. My eggs are definitely rotten, but hey man, I ain't against it. Thank you, Kyle. I appreciate you. Thank you. So on the menu tonight, we're talking about Gerard the Completionist. I talk about it every show because something happens every show, every single show. If you guys have been following it, real quick, just a small recap. Completionist is a YouTuber. He had a charity foundation called the Open Hand Foundation, which he did an event called Indyland, which donated money to dementia research. He did it for 10 years. Okay. So he garnered over $650,000 during this charity. Probably more, but we don't really know yet. It's kind of up in the air.
But just 650,000 plus whatever, like just
Yeah.
a little bit of money, right? It's not a lot of
Little.
fraud.
Yeah, just a little bit. And some people find out that he never donated any of it. And so Mudahar, YouTuber, Carl Jobst, YouTuber, both get him on a Discord conference call to talk about this. And he pretty much shit the bed with that call. They finally released the entire call. He claims he did not know that the money was never donated until 2021. In his response video, though, he claims the plan all along was to never donate it and wait till they got a restricted donation so it could only go to research, which was never said by him or Jock, his brother, in the email response. So obviously it's a lie. And then other things as far as embezzling, he pretty much admits to embezzling during the call. He's changed his story 8 times. He's now deleted his profile picture on YouTube. He implied he was going to pull a Kurt Cobain because, when people with manipulators usually do that, though, that's the first thing they do. It's like, yeah, I'm out. I'm going to just shoot myself.
You guys keep doing this to me, and I just won't be able to take it. What I will take is a shotgun in my mouth.
Yep.
Problem with him, though, pulling a Kurt Cobain is he doesn't have a Courtney Love to pull the trigger.
No. And also, he's never going to get it with his foot because he hasn't seen his feet in like 7 years at least.
You don't. Basketball. By the way, you don't want to do that. My buddy was an oral maxillofacial surgeon, right?
Yeah.
And in med school, those types of surgeons, there is a type of case that they specialize in. And I don't think he had to do one live, but he had to do them in med school on cadavers. But people who try and use shotguns and long guns to blow their heads off with, they put the barrel up under their chin, right?
Yeah.
And they reach down to pull the trigger. The problem is to get the stretch in to pull the trigger, it pulls your face back.
So you just blow the front of your face off.
Bullets go like that, and they live through it.
Oof.
And so they're just 2 little jaw mandibles going.
Oh
they don't have eyes or a nose or anything, but their brain is mostly intact. And so they have to learn how to repair that and build a face for them. But lots of those people don't die when they try to self-delete that way. They don't do it.
Why just jump out of a plane or something like that, or just something. Don't do that. God, it's just brutal because the off chance you live, you look like a monster. You don't want to look like a monster, man.
Yeah. And you sound like Helen Keller.
Yeah. You just, that's all you can do. You just gurgle and your tongue's flopping. It's just terrible.
Oh, it's awful.
Outpost Nerd says the thing classic cars have over modern cars is testosterone. Agreed. Except the modern Mustangs are monstrous. I had one. I had a 2015 GT and it was a beast, but don't have any more.
It's crazy. Even the GT, the Mustang GTs and the the Hellcats, of course, are awesome, but the SRT Challengers and shit, I mean, those things are rocking 450 horsepower. They burn rubber.
Yeah.
Like it's gross how much power they put down.
Yeah. The unfortunate truth is the only one that can corner is the Mustang. The other ones weigh like 6,000 pounds. Mustang
and brake.
Yeah. My GT was like the performance edition, had those brakes that are like the size of a small dog on the giant rotor.
Yeah.
Same brakes looks like that's on my R8. Thank you, Outpost Nerd, by the way. Billy says, how many naked snakes have we had recently? Also, fuck the completionist. This will be 248th, which we're halfway to already. Thank you, Billy Hatcher.
Ooh, that means just a couple left.
just a couple left until I have to do the 24-hour stream, which I'm gonna die on. Gonna be terrible. I'm not looking forward to it. Billy Hatcher
And almost dies from 3 Woodford and Cokes. I will do 24-hour stream and drink.
Oh no, people used to say, "Are you gonna drink on your 24-hour stream?" Back in the day, I'm like, no, absolutely not. I would die. I don't know how you do that. I'd have to stay alive the whole time. I mean, I've done it. I've the last 2 weeks, I've stayed up more than 24 hours, like 4 times. So it's not impossible. And this is all from flying. I can't sleep when I'm flying. I could not sleep in the content house. There was no way in hell. That house was like made of paper. And if somebody like whispered in the basement, you'd hear it in the attic. It's brutal.
I think on my 24-hour stream, I don't think if I drank any, it was very little, but that's because to stay up and to work on it, I used Provigil, which is my narcolepsy medication, to help once, like after several hours, I took it because it lasts a long time. Yeah. But you can't drink on this stuff. It's really dangerous to do so. And so like, I was like, well, I need this to stay alive and awake, but that means no liquor. So I may have had like one, it was very little that I drank on the 24-hour stream, if any. I don't think I drank any.
Yeah, that would be brutal for me. Grifty says, am I invited? Yeah, I'll probably get a bunch of people. I'm going to try to get a bunch of people, and I'll put it won't be directly after I hit 250 Nega Snakes, but I'm going to set up and try to get like 5 or 6 guests locked in, and then I'll just do it. And then I'll have like people pop in every 3 hours, and hopefully that can get me halfway through it. Thank you, Grifty. I love you. And then I'll have an open invite for a while. They're probably at the end.
You got to get those crucial like 4 a.m. and 7 a.m. guests.
Oh, yeah.
Those hours are tough.
God, I'm not looking forward to that. I'll start at 6. I don't know. I'll probably start at 12 noon and then go all the way to noon again. That'd probably be
that's a good time.
Power Craig says, "What's up, fruits?" The way Gerard was freaking out on the Discord call shows me he had that fear of being discovered in the back of his mind. Oh my God, dude. So my theory is, before we get into the call, I'm going to pull up the call and we'll kind of skim through it. My theory is that, because he says on the conference call, and you'll hear it, that his plan was to get away from YouTube and never rely on YouTube again and completely quit content creation and disappear. The reason I think he was saying that was actually his plan, and he was going to dissolve Open Hand and take the money and retire and have that $1 million hanging out in his bank account. That's what I was thinking, because he probably already had an ass ton there anyway.
Is he single?
I have no idea. He should be. He looks like his beard smells like the bog of eternal stench.
I cannot.
Dude, when I see beards that are like 2 feet long and scraggly and growing up the face where like they haven't even clean shaved like the part that's like not getting hairy, it just looks like it smells like fucking death.
Yep.
So thank you, Power Cake. Greg. Kyle says, give me T-tops in a modern car. Yeah, dude. I remember I used to want a T-top like Camaro or something back there, or a Pontiac. I can't remember. It's been so long. Might have been a Camaro. I can't remember.
My mom had them in a Pontiac Firebird. I think it was 87 Pontiac Firebird.
Yeah.
With a V8, smoke gray, T-tops. The T-tops seem cool until you realize, oh, you got to like manually take them on and put them somewhere. But they're awesome.
Yeah.
They're just cumbersome.
Yeah. My well, actually, I had a Honda Del Sol for a very short period of time that I got for fun, just to like mess with, and it had something like that, like a T-top situation or like a little bitty tiny open top thing. Thank you, Kyle. Blue Waffle, money for the F430. Thank you. Appreciate you. Her shifter, if not gated. Oh, it'll be gated. Well, I don't know about that. If I could, that's like an extra $200,000 to get a gated manual. Billy Hatcher says you should do a 24-hour stream on Saturday. Yeah, I don't think that'll happen. 24-hour streams are something you have to plan for a long time. You can't just hop on and do one. You have to get your sleep schedule prepared for it. You have to wake up 10 minutes before your stream starts and start going. Because if you try to do it at the end of the day, you fucked.
That's the thing. It's a 24-hour stream, but you need 36 hours because you got to sleep before it, and you're going to go to bed, and you need to sleep right after it. And it's a lot tougher to schedule than people think, because it's just planning that out is, well, at least for me, like finding that block of time where, oh yeah, you're not going to be interrupted at all. Your kids are going to let you sleep on both ends of that too.
Yeah. It's a rough deal. Thank you, Billy. I love you. Mario Trujillo says, having a liquor store basically right beside your house can be dangerous when you're lonely. Either way, cheers, Cody. Good seeing you doing good. Also, dining is a bitch when you work in a barky. Yeah. So, I've been dieting really well. I did eat 2 biscuits and a few fries and a chicken leg from Popeyes when I was hungover the other day, and I felt real bad about it. I still feel bad about it. So thank you, Mario Trujillo, for the gold boy. Officially halfway to Naked Snake. Grifty says, bro, I know a guy who wore a face diaper full-time pre-COVID because he failed at self-depletion with a 12 gauge. Oh my God.
Shit.
Oh, Jesus, that's brutal. Oh God. It sucks, man. Like there is only one group of people I wish like death on for sympathy, and that's people that survive that. I'm like, man, that's like a sympathy death thing. I'm like, God,
It's so
brutal.
gross.
God,
Your
it's
face
brutal.
is always going to look like that fucker from Hannibal or whatever, too.
Yeah.
That guy who ate people.
Oh, that guy. And then doesn't somebody eat his face at the end of the movie?
Now yes, I think Hopkins takes a bite, and they also feed him to the pigs.
Yeah. God, that was Gary Oldman, wasn't it?
Yeah.
They made him look brutal. They did a great job.
That dude's great in general.
Yeah.
And they made him look really fucking real nasty.
Oh my God. So anyways, let's pull up this call, and I'm gonna put it on 1.5 speed.
Can you give me a minute, actually?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, I'll be right back.
Sure. But when he gets back, we're gonna turn this call on. Oh my God. And then we're gonna listen to it and kind of commentate on it because it's brutal. He incriminates himself like 100 times. I honestly don't think we'll ever hear from Gerard again. I'm gonna level you guys in the chat. I think we'll never hear from him again. This will be it. So we're gonna listen to that, see what you guys think. But until we do that, make sure you like this show. Give it a little updiddle. Give it the updoodle. Give it some love. And I have some stuff going on in my life. I have some stuff that's going on that's kind of unrealistic, like unbelievable. So in just the last week, two things have come across my, I guess, desk, so to speak, that I cannot say no to, and I will announce them going forward. I will announce one in about 3 weeks. The reason I say that is because it will become a certainty in 3 weeks, and then I'll announce the other probably in February. I don't know. Two things that are pretty unbelievable and very anxiety, nervous, stuff like that. So we'll see. You'll hear about that. It's gonna be fun. People asking if I got a Rumble contract. No, that would be great, but no. I think I'd have to get banned on YouTube for that to happen. Maybe. I don't really know how it works. I think in the beginning of Rumble's, like, explosion, I was probably big enough, but I think it's grown too large for me to get a contract with Rumble. I would probably have to have like 5 million subs or something for them to want to do that. So thank you guys so much. We are halfway to Naked Snake, 247 until Naked Snake. Make sure you guys like the show. Make sure you subscribe if you have not. And we're going to go through this call when Nick gets back. I'll have a new video coming out very, very shortly. But then we're going to talk about Jonathan Majors. If you guys don't know who Jonathan Majors is, Jonathan Majors was the guy that played Kang the Conqueror in the new Marvel movies. He was accused and sued, charged, or whatever have you. He went to court over tons of assault, like allegations from his ex-girlfriend, I believe. Well, he was found guilty today, and obviously will be fired from every single job he has. Rest in peace. He was Kang. He was Kang. So rest in peace there. But yeah, but to be fair, when you get found guilty of these things, you usually just get more jobs. Look at Ezra Miller. If I was Jonathan Majors, tomorrow I would have a press release tomorrow coming out as non-binary. That would be the first move. Non-binary, trans, and that would be the first thing I would immediately come out like that. Immediately. That would be the first thing. Because you'd probably be saved if you did that. Then people would hire you just to, push the message. Sad lad Chad says, glad to see my two favorite grifters. Haven't been able to super chat for a while because I was off work, but I just got paid. I'm super hungover, so I'm hoping this string distract. Oh, dude. Oh, God. Even saying the word hungover makes my head hurt. Whew. Damn. Thank you, sad lad Chad. Like, I had the first hangover I've had in 6 months the other day, and it about killed me. Thank you, Satellite Chat. Another orange boy down the drain. Can we hit the fat milk on a Monday? Thank you so much, Sad Lad. And Anamu says, let's be honest, Jared would have never donated the money if there wasn't a public controversy. That's why he didn't donate it for over a year. You will hear on this call that we're about to play, this conference call, he admits that he would have he doesn't say he would have never donated it, but he does say that the only reason he is donating it is because of the controversy behind it. That's it. That's it. That is the only reason he donated it, was because of the controversy, which implies he never would have. Correct? That makes any sense. Okay. So that's how that worked. Thank you, Anonymous. I love you. I appreciate you. Your demand. Xander, is this your announcement, getting married? No, my friend. Thank you so much. Greg Patrol said, this is a good one because I did end up. Greg Patrol says, were you able to do any scamming at the house of the Zia, or do you need to beg now extra? No, I had a show Friday and was able to scam over 1.3K. So it worked out. Thank you, everyone that participated in the scam a lot. I appreciate you guys. Ellie Fan, I love you. There it is. All right. So let me turn the audio on, and then we're going. Oh, and it's already on. Well, damn. Can you believe it? And then Nick should be back here in a second. He texts me, and then we're going to start this video. Make sure you guys like the show, and thank you guys for being so cool. Being so cool. You guys are awesome. But no, I don't think we'll ever hear from Gerard again. I'm glad. He's a pile of shit. And it's weird because actually I know a person in real life that's friends with him through just like game development. And the first thing they said was, well, Gerard's really nice. Like, he's a really genuine person. And I'm like, wow. So you can defraud people of over 650 grand. You can hold on to that money with no intentions of actually doing anything you said you were going to do with it. Not give it to any of the foundations you claimed you were giving this money to, and was able to solicit donations through this way, which kind of, it does what? That's committing charity fraud, Act 1 right there. You can also keep this money for so long that it drops in worth based on inflation over 125 grand. Which probably cost some people either comfort or lives. Could have helped people that had dementia. Keep in mind they have dementia. That's the idea. So, but at least he's nice, right? At least he's nice. He lied every step of the way, but at least he's nice. It's all that matters. It's all that matters. Then he called JonTron a racist, which is whatever, you know. And he said he was at G4 during the Frost debacle. You'll hear it in this call. He called JonTron a racist. You'll hear it in this call. And he said he was friends with Pro Jared. If you've noticed, almost every single OG gaming YouTuber, something terrible has happened. They ended up being a psycho or a liar. You can't trust any of them. Pretty much all you have left is Cinemassacre. It's pretty much all we got left is Cinemassacre. And he's going bald. We're fucked. Damn. Oh, but yeah. There's nothing else you can do, boys. Sometimes you either live long enough, or you either die a hero or live long enough to become a villain. And Gerard definitely became a villain. DSP still going strong. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh Jesus. Oh my God. Yeah, all that's left is AVGN. The thing is, who else? What was that other guy's name that's creepy as hell looking and strange and awkward? Pat the NES Punk. This one time I was at a con and it was like 1 a.m. and I was just in the elevator and the elevator door opened and Pat the NES Punk walked in and he had some Burger King and he had bought like gym shorts on and flip-flops. And it was cold, by the way. And he had some gym shorts on and some flip-flops and he was just looking at the bag of Burger King and like talking to himself about the Burger King. And they like forgot his sauce or something. He's like, oh, forgot the sauce. Forgot the sauce. Chicken nuggets. And I forgot the sauce at Burger King. Burger King. But now I was like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? It's the creepiest little dude I've ever seen in my life. Creepy little dude, man. Nick, the Game Chasers are a good gaming channel. I've met those guys tons of times. They're cool. Thank you, Nick. Appreciate you. Any more Dollar General dirt coming up? Oh, I don't know. If you got some, send it my way. You know how I always love that shit. Thank you, Charlene. Charlene Norden. Appreciate you. Great memories of Total Biscuit. Yeah. Our traps gay, but really are they, BDJ? Really are they? I mean, come on. Don't forget about Game Grumps. Well, that Game Grumps is it's JonTron. I don't really care for Aaron Hansen. He's kind of weird.
I don't know who any of these people are.
Ego Raptor. He like went all like like super cuck, and I like stopped really paying attention to. All right, so let's start this goofy ass call. Big Sal up north with Go Boy. Live long enough and become a bald villain. Yes, that's what happens. Thank you so much. Here we go. So we're gonna start this call so you guys can get a little taste of what's going down. It's playing on a little bit 1.5 speed, and we'll stop it and start it and stop it and start it. But there's a lot of incriminating stuff on here. So
yeah, and I don't know, Carl. I don't know what else we can really ask. I think every question.
Yeah, well, I just want to know, like, you said you don't take care of the books, but you were aware of what were on them. Is that correct?
As far as what, like, expenses go?
Expenses and the fact that the cash was sitting there. Have you been aware of that the entire time?
I did not know. I was not aware the entire time that the money was not being donated. I was aware that I was reclaiming my costs and the expenses, but we had to make sure, because it's legally speaking, you have to do it, otherwise it's against the law, that it was under a certain amount and that it wasn't too much and purely just to, like, buying hot sauces or, paying for the dumb shit that we do during the show. Like,
yeah.
The expenses were never more than a certain amount, and it was always, it's like, it was less than a couple, like 5% at most of the total earnings, just to reimburse my company if the expenditure was big. We didn't even reclaim it every year, because sometimes, and most of the time, all we're really quote unquote paying for is people's free time. And we're
something really important to note, and you're going to hear it throughout this call, is he claims he used some of the charity money to cover expenses for his company, but he also says his company and Open Hand are in no way affiliated, which I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to use charity donations for a charity business.
Why are you commingling funds like that? This is the thing that gets everybody in every type of fraud. It's really simple. If you're commingling funds, you can get fucked. Yep. You have if you have a pass-through LLC or a sole proprietorship and you commingle funds, no one cares. You're paying the tax on everything. It's all going through you. You're commingling, like, you are one entity. The LLC is just a preventative thing. Now, if you take that pass-through LLC and you make it into an S corp, and then you have payroll for you paying yourself, and then you're retaining assets as a separate entity and paying taxes separately, that's a whole different thing. But if it's just pass-through and it's basically a sole proprietorship with a little liability protection, you're not in any big trouble. Once you start getting into separating funds out and having different tax categories and having tax exemption, having nonprofit dollars, and you start commingling those, that's when you get boned. There's no way around it. And this guy's sitting here, like, I don't even know anything about this. And my immediate thing is, what he's like, well, I didn't know the money wasn't being donated, but I did know this and this and this and this. I know about the expenses. I know what my company's paying for. I know what we're claiming. I know what's going off here. Like, dude, you have a ton of knowledge. You're spitting it out, and then you're conveniently don't know the only thing that would be criminal. No one believes that. Yeah.
How would you look at your like tax documents and all the expenses you have, because you're in charge of it, right? His responsibility on the board was like dealing with the numbers and finding charities to donate to. And how can you look at tax documents and see expenses, what these expenses are for, but not still see that this number up here has never changed and is going to no business or no foundation for over 10 years?
Is it 501c3?
Yeah, it's a 501c.
Who's filing the 990? Again, guys, if you have a 501c3, there's a required tax disclosure form every year. It's a form 990. Might be a 990 F or N or something like that, but it's a 990. 501c3s have to file it every year. You may not know how these things work because people get very confused, but basically if you have one of these organizations, it has a cash flow amount and it has a capital amount, and the capital amount has a certain percentage that's a required donation each year to maintain its tax exempt status. That has to go either directly to other 501c3 charities or to the mission statement of the charity itself. Those have to happen. Those distributions must happen, or else what are you doing? Tax fraud. Like, that's it. And you have some leeway, like you can screw up, and tax law is pretty flexible for a lot of people. You can screw up, say you're sorry, and make it up. Usually there's penalties involved, and that's okay. Or there's like a tax payment that has to be done. But at the end of the day, every single fucking year, there's a public 990 that's being disclosed, which I think, if I remember right, is how people kind of found this out. Where's the money, Lebowski? Like, you have to know who's filing this. They have to know, because they have to check the balance. They have to say where it was going. Where's the money? Where's it going? Who are you donating to? Where's the lie? It's in those forms.
Yep. And the funny thing is you'll hear it in this call where he claims he had no knowledge until 2021 of the money being not being donated. He had no idea. But in 2022 and 2023 Indieland events, he was claiming the money was donated, and he was also claiming it went to the same organizations that it never went to, by the way. It still never went to it. He just donated all the money to one organization that he didn't even really mention. So he never donated to any of those organizations that he was soliciting donations for, which is charity fraud. And he's going to say that because in his response video he released like a week ago, because this guy, Gerard, actually released a response video, and he said the reason they waited 10 years was to have a restriction donation that went only to research. But he also claimed to not know, and so did Jock, his brother, claimed to not know, except those are the only two people that should be handling these funds. Plus, you're not allowed to have over 50% blood related people on your board of a charity. And like his entire family is just the board, except for like, I think his mom, or I think his mom, or not his mom, his like stepmom or somebody's on the board that's not blood related, but the rest of them are all blood related.
No, you can have a charitable foundation that's just blood. And it can be a 501c3. I know you can, because I've sat on the board of one, but there may be, I think there's special rules around it, because what they don't, what they don't want you to do is like pay out to all the board members. Like that looks like fraud.
Yeah.
And I believe on the one I sat on, the board members didn't get paid anything. I mean, that's not what the purpose of the charity was. The purpose of the charity was to donate money to organizations aligned with the family ideas. So that's a whole separate thing. I don't know. I'm less sure about that one unless I see which rule there is that he's violated. But what I do know is claiming you have no knowledge of the money and where it's going. I mean, part of the board I sat on, that was the meeting, was here's the money, here's where it's going, here's the checks being written. Are we approving these checks? Are we disapproving these? We got to make sure that we're donating enough each year to, actually send out the required amount of money or more. And then we've also got to make sure, like, to be a good steward of the foundation, make sure we're preserving the capital so that it can go on giving for years and years and years, was a whole task. So to claim that you don't know where the money is or where it's going is antithetical to the whole purpose, which means it's fraud.
Right. Let's play some more of this goofy thing. There we go.
And everyone's donating it because it's charity. So that's the only expense that I know of. It's the only expense that I've ever really seen. And to be above board about it all, like, I've always been like, hey, if the expense is too much, don't fucking worry about it. Like, I'll take care of it. I'll hate the loss, because it's, in my mind, it's going to charity anyways. It's all going to a good cause, and I'm not trying to embezzle shit. I'm just trying to do things right.
Well, that's just money you're spending from your own, like, that's just a check you're writing personally. There's nothing, wrong about that.
So did anyone?
I'm not writing it to the foundation. So
yeah, did anyone tell you?
You weren't notified that the money was sitting there the whole time?
I knew it was sitting there at a certain point, and that's what made me proactively go about it. Like,
do you know when that point was?
I was made aware in 2021 when the money hadn't moved yet, and that's what made me go, that's not fucking cool. And that's when I got personally involved to move it. And
did anyone?
2021 last year, 2022.
Yeah, did anyone tell you that the money was going somewhere before then? Were you being misled?
No. No one told me anything. I assumed that it was all going to a charity, and I assumed incorrectly.
Okay, so you still thought it was going to the UCSF?
Whether it's UCSF or a partner that's also on our website, because we don't have any other benefactors currently. Like, that's why I was like, well, they're taking care of it, but nothing was ever brought to my attention. I just knew that conversations were happening between Alzheimer's Association of America, AFTD Foundation, UCSF started a new organization, I think called like Blue Flynn or Blue Group, which is like supposed to be their 501c part of their organization. So I know I have a paper trail of us talking to other organizations as early as 2020 and 2021 in an attempt to pay them what they were owed. And most of the conversations we had from some of the bigger orgs like Alzheimer's, they were like, look, if you're not going to pay more than 6 figures or 6+ figures of what they asked for, then you're just going to waste it. So the goal on the back end for my family that I've been told is like, we're just going to raise a bunch of money and then give it to one org and like make a bigger impact rather than just giving smaller donations that don't move the needle.
Yeah, which
bullshit.
The thing is you solicited donations and you mentioned organizations every single year, but you never paid those organizations and still never did. They made only one donation to one place after being called out about it. He solicited donations for 10 years and mentioned different organizations that never saw any money, which is charity fraud. So he claims he was made aware in 2021, but in 2022 and 2023, he continued doing Indieland and continued mentioning organizations that never got any money at all.
Yeah, the other part of this thing is it's just fucking insane. No organization is like, actually, like, if you don't give us like over $100,000, like, we don't care. Dude, these organizations are begging you for $10.
Yeah.
The Susan G. Komen Foundation Against Cancer, one of the largest, most public, also one of the shittiest charities, but that has every NFL player's balls in their pink purse, begs you for 10, 15, $100, $1,000, makes their day. No organization's like, you know what? You're only going to give like $10,000, $15,000. I'm sorry, they put you on fucking walls if you do that.
Yeah.
Like they publish your name in annual members list with a medal next to it, like iron donor, steel donor, titanium. Like they do that shit because they appreciate every fucking dollar, because every dollar matters. The whole purpose of massive charities is the crowdfunding thing, but they beat us to it by decades using mass media. It's death by $1,000 bills. But it's actually millions because there's so many damn people. They're not going to turn away organizational money because, well, you're only going to raise 50 grand. Well, this year, but maybe next year it's 50 grand, and next year it's 50 grand. The next year it's 150 grand because they get a big boost. These donors are investments to these organizations, generational money, foundational money that keeps going, keeps giving. And anybody with a social media presence that can raise that kind of money is a great mark, because there's always a chance they'll raise a ton. If the thing hits the timeline, whatever this is Alzheimer's, I guess.
Yeah.
If Alzheimer's hits the trending line and this guy hits the trending line and it merges together, that, $100,000 a year becomes $1 million a year for that organization. It's insane to talk like this. Why are you lying? Why are you lying?
And he
don't talk.
He claims every single organization he ever had talks with told him that he had to do a big donation or else there was no point in it. He'll say that every single organization he talked to said it wasn't worth it unless he did 6 figures or more.
Literally never.
Yeah.
Never is an organization saying that. Never.
Insane. It's insane. Let's start some more of this.
Yeah, like, see, the thing is, this wouldn't really even have been a story at all had whoever was running your website or your social media channels had just made that an apparent fact, to start off with. But the problem is, like, when you read the comments of some of the people that are donating, they think that money is going right there that year, right? Because that's just what any viewer is going to expect, right? Like, if I ran a charity for, like, the Palestinian, like, Israeli conflict, they would think that if I raised $1 million, like, on demand, or at least shortly after that stream, that money would be immediately connected to, like, an actual charitable organization, and that money wouldn't even touch my accounts; it would just go somewhere else. So that's what I guess people would have reasonably assumed, especially when they read, like, the articles from Dual Shockers, where they read the headlines, it's like 80,000, 100,000 raised for dementia research. But if it's just sitting in an account, obviously, I think people are going to be very, very, very angry if they just see the filings as they are now.
Sure. I mean, look,
Gonna be angry if they see what?
I'm not trying to say.
So that was Mudahar talking, and Mudahar said, if I raised money for the Israeli Palestinian conflict, people would expect that money to go to those people immediately and help those people. They wouldn't think it would take 10 years after, like, maybe the conflict has died down and now your money may be considered.
Oh yeah.
People that donate to dementia research think that their money within a year is helping someone in need, and it never did, ever. Like, those people that they were thinking about donating, like, maybe their uncle or their great uncle has dementia, and they're like, well, if I can do this and I can help, not only can I help other people, but I can help my uncle's battle. But your uncle's already gone now. That money never even helped anybody at all, and it based on inflation dropped over 125 grand in value, right, over 10 years.
Yeah, that's a big part of it. But I don't think I think Mudahar's half right. Like, yeah, they want it to go, but I don't think they expect it immediately connected.
Yeah.
If you're doing a charity stream where the organization is listed on there, then yeah, it goes like right to him. YouTube allows that. But if he's saying, like, we've got this charitable foundation, it's going to go there, we're going to make these contributions, I think people can reasonably expect some delay. But 10 years is insane.
Yeah. Yeah. Those people that you're planning on helping have long gone by then with the dementia. You know what I'm saying?
Please don't make videos on me, because that's just what's going to happen. I can't stop you guys from doing your thing. What I do want to do is do the right thing possible, because in my mind, I mean, the most important thing to me right now in all of this is that, one, I'm not trying to dishonor or ruin the legacy of my mother who put me here. The reason why I'm on YouTube and why I'm here is because of the life that she's given me and the things that I have. You guys there? Hello?
Yeah. Sorry.
All right, my phone just suddenly won't light up.
Take a shot every single time. Take a shot every single time that he says my mother in this entire call.
I won't do that, but I'll try.
My phone is acting like it just died.
I guess I hear you fine.
Yeah, we can hear you.
The last thing I want to do is ruin the legacy of my family, of my mom and her memory, especially because this is such a personal thing for the last 25 years of my life. I'm not trying to be like you guys want money to help me hide this? It's not this at all. I'm just asking from a humanity perspective of like, if I am the target of this, I have 20 mouths to feed. I have sponsors. I have a business. I'm trying to make video games. I'm trying to get out of content creation so I don't have to worry about YouTube anymore and do better things in the world. And I just know because of my track record of things like G4 exploding, me being friends with John Tron when he was a racist, you know, I've been a part of like, you know, pro Jared, like pulling one thread about the charity thing is going to upheave my entire life in a way that scares the living crap out of me. And I don't want to go home tonight and tell everyone, hey, there is a gigantic thing coming to claim my career and you all have to close down and find somewhere else to do. I know this is shitty me to say this. I'm not trying to ask for sympathy or anything, but this kind of stuff, I mean, I've been following your guys' stuff for years. The stuff with Billy Mitchell, Carl, the stuff.
I don't know if you can hear the manipulation, but he's doing the sympathy thing. Like, hey, I have all these employees.
Hashtag my mouths to feed.
Yeah, it's like I have all these employees, 20 people that you're going to destroy their lives if you destroy mine. Inadvertently, you'll destroy theirs. And he doesn't want to destroy the reputation of his family. Keep in mind, during this call, he never mentions the people that donated. Never once says, damn, I feel bad that this money never went. I feel bad for the people that donated and thought they were helping. He only talks about his family, how it's going to hurt his family, how it's going to hurt his legacy. And he says, I'm going to get out. He just said just now, I'm going to get out of content creation and never have to rely on YouTube again. And that was me. When I heard that, that was me, you know, in my mind thinking he was telling on himself. Because he's like, oh, if I plan on getting out of content creation, he doesn't get any. He gets like not really very many views on YouTube. He puts out like a video every once in a while, gets 100K views. And you and me know both. Like ad revenue for that is nothing, absolutely nothing.
I mean, it's nice if you do it every day, you know. But if you're not doing it every day, it's not enough.
You're not. It's nothing, and that's like $3,000 a month. Even if you are doing it every day at 100,000 views, that's only $3,000 a month. And another thing, they don't mention this during this call, but it's in his response video. Probably on over 100 different occasions. There's a compilation video that was really nice that Carl put out the other day. But during every single Indieland event, Gerard said that every bit, every sub, every YouTube super chat was going directly to charity. It never did. That's also charity fraud, by the way. He in his response video, he said, sorry if you felt misled, but obviously it went to production cost.
Sorry if you were retarded.
So he made over 6 figures easily off those bits, those subs, YouTube super chats over the last 10 years, easily over 6 figures that went to quote unquote production cost. But he claimed it was going to charity. Never did. It went to his own pocket.
It went to charity. It's just that the charity's expenses were higher than the revenue, Camelot. That's what happened. And then he paid those expenses out of his own pocket, you know, to go ahead and make, because he's generous like that. He's like, look, if the expenses are too high, I'll just cover. I don't want to worry about it. But pay me up to the amount. Like, I'll recover what I can, but I'll pay the rest of the expense. Fuck this guy. I don't even know this guy. I know nothing about this. I don't like, people are like, you got to talk about this guy. I'm like, who the hell is this weirdo? Never even heard of him. And I think, man, 6 minutes in, he's a colossal piece of shit.
Wow. Yeah. So, it's pretty insane. It's pretty insane that, when he says, I wanted to get out of content creation, that means he has some other means of income. I took that as he's going to dissolve Open Hand and keep that money, and that was his plan all along. That's all I can get from that. He says here in a second that the only reason he's donating it because of pressure from Mudahar and Carl. He said that's the only reason they're considering donating it. Otherwise, he would have just kept it forever. What could have happened there?
You've done Mudo with tons of content creators over the years. Like, there's no nuance to this. People are going to see this and they're going to immediately go, that Gerard guy who's been nice to a bunch of people actually isn't very nice overall. Fuck him. Let's get rid of him. And that's the thing that I'm terrified the most, because I don't have the power or opportunity for that. That's not in my control. I've got nothing in my pockets to do that. I have nothing. And so that's just where my head's at. I just want to be able to create content and do good in the world. And this is just going to, even if I survive this somehow, even if this is like, people are like, well, whatever, that's how it is.
No, okay, hold on. I'm sorry. No, I thought this guy was nice, and turns out he's an asshole, and I don't want to do that. And you're like, no, well, that's kind of like image and shit is sometimes beyond your control. I mean, everybody contributes to their own image, but people make up their own minds and taste change and all that stuff. That's fine. Dude, this is fraud. This is a crime.
Yeah.
This is, you took the money and then didn't do it. Like, you didn't do the one thing you said you were going to do. And it's not even a hard thing to donate the money. Like, that's the whole purpose of the charity. It has to be done. Otherwise, you're committing a crime. This isn't like, well, people decided I was a jerk. It's no, you didn't give hundreds of thousands of dollars that people trusted you with to the place you said you were going to give it. That's not, oh, well, man, people don't like me anymore. Fuck off.
He treated it like an Indiegogo. Like, thanks for the money. I might give you a product later. It's like, no, this is an official charity, man. You can't run it like that. Thank you, Ashley, by the way. Came here to say Easy is the hottest. I disagree. Thank you so much. But do you think, okay, so with your experience, with what you know, do you think committing charity fraud on this kind of magnitude could possibly end up with any kind of jail time at all?
You never know what the problem with internet investigations is they can produce really good and compelling stories and really good and compelling evidence, and they can be 100% right. But the question of admissibility of that evidence, the question of the motivation of a federal prosecutor, the question of all of that, and the question of defensible options, even if those defensible options often are personally devastating, but keep you out of prison type things.
Yeah.
Those all are balanced in a question of, do we charge or do we not charge this person? But if you're talking kind of $600,000 of charity fraud end up with prison time, shitloads.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, federal wire fraud, you're talking, you're using means of interstate commerce, live streaming program like YouTube to solicit donations under false pretenses. This federal wire fraud is one of the charges. You could have charity fraud in there as well. I think you're looking at potentials of 10 to 20 years. I think federal wire fraud, I think, has a 20-year maximum. Now, you don't expect a 20-year maximum on a first-time offense, but I mean, depending on how they charge it, this is 10 years. They could actually charge out wire fraud over a 10-year period in 10 separate charges, or maybe it's 5 charges. And if those hammer out, what happens is, if you get convicted on all of these things, even though it's all at once, but it all happens like in a series, your felony points basically build up with each charge that happens chronologically. So by the time you get to the 5th and 6th charges and 7th charges, you end up all the way down the line of, I was a non-offender. Now you're a 5-time felon on your 6th charge, and you are getting near that maximum punishment. It can build up really fast.
Yeah. Somebody in the chat brought up a good point. So he, 10 years later, 2 weeks ago, he finally just donated $600K, which isn't actually the number. It was just, he just literally donated $600K even, which you would think it would be like 608 or 609 with some change or something, but it was just like $600K even, which was the point of contention for Carl and Mudahar, just $600K. And he just donates $600K just even to whatever charity, the one charity that he talked about like a long time ago. Does that make it less impactful in the court of law that he donated it, eventually just donate $600,000 randomly?
I mean, he can try and make the argument that he donated, the 600. Well, I did donate it eventually, but the question is, why? Was your intent of the donation legit? Is it the right amount? Is it enough? We have no idea. Like the accounting has to be done on it. Maybe he donated $600K, but maybe the total out is $800K. Maybe you argue that he only did the $600K to try and save his skin. It doesn't, that's not an actual charitable donation. That's an image thing. It's all about, if you get this thing into court, that is not a legal defense or not what we would call a perfect legal defense. It may be an imperfect mitigating factor where, well, I did try to do the right thing eventually. Here you go. Please don't sentence me to the maximum. But it doesn't remove the elements of the crime. The elements of the crime happened. The fact that he happened to have the $600K to throw in later doesn't mean that he didn't steal it. Where did this $600K come from? Was it a personal check? Was it from the foundation? If the foundation money was spent or commingled with his own funds, he can't say that the $600K he got is the $600K that the people gave him. That could be funds that he spent on a Ferrari, right? We don't know. But that he later has $600K available wherever he got it doesn't mean that's the donation money, and doesn't mean that is money that was stolen or whatever. That stolen money, if he spent it out and it's spent, it's gone. That fraud occurs. So
the running theory that I have is the reason he's so pissed, because keep in mind in his response video, you'll notice in this call, he's really timid and like begging them not to fuck him right there. He's like, please don't let me. He implies that he'll pay them here in a second. You'll hear it. But in his response video, he's so pissed off. And at the end of it, he says he's going to, like, he implied he's going to file a lawsuit against Mudahar and Carl for defamation and slander. And he's so pissed off. And the reason I think he's so pissed is because he finally donated that $600K, and it was his personal money.
Yep. And that has to sting like a motherfucker.
Yeah. Oh, God. Could you imagine? I'd be fucking dead. Oops. That would suck. God.
That is so much money.
That
and
is,
usually, if you're talking, if you're talking that kind of money, it's tied up in property, it's tied up in investments. You're liquidating shit at loss. Like, you are not ready to access that money. It might be in Bitcoin or an NFT. It may be on a downswing or an upswing, or you're trying to recover. There's a whole lot of ways that goes real fucking bad for you. And if it was one of those things, you know, he probably had to pay taxes on pulling that money out. If it was in some sort of tax deferred plan, like, could you imagine if he put that in like a fucking Roth IRA or something, and like that, and that shit had, you know, he's got a 10% early pullout penalty and all that fuck. Oh my God, fucking kill me.
Oh my God. And you know, it's probably what he was so pissed. And I was thinking, like, there is no reason why he should be mad at Mudahar and Carl.
No,
because he claims that they're the reason he got him to donate, which means they did the good thing and he sucks. But then he says he's gonna considering filing a lawsuit. And I'm like, but why? And why are you so mad? And I'm like, it must have been his like personal money that he pulled out. Like, God, that would be brutal.
So he's got a problem. The lawsuit question is always interesting because everybody wants to do that. Oh, you accused me of fraud. I didn't commit a fraud. So it's going to be I'm going to sue you. Well, you're a public figure. This is a matter of public concern, public charity dollars that you solicited from tens of thousands of people are a public concern, especially within the community that, you know, donated those things. So you're at least a limited purpose public figure under the current analysis of how this works out. Now, the question is, did you commit a fraud as the term of art for a statutory violation of the federal fraud statute? Maybe not. Maybe not. But as Carl Jobst and Mudahar, are they talking about the federal fraud statute and you being convicted of a crime? Or are they talking about activity that generally looks like criminal activity involving the defrauding of people's money? Yes. And it really does. Like, there's no way, even just from what I have seen right here in this phone call, I am comfortable saying this motherfucker sure looks like he defrauded a bunch of people out of money. And it looks like he's commit the crime of fraud. I don't know if he has, but I say, based on what he said, yeah, he probably did. Now, will he get convicted? I don't know. Will he get charged? I don't know. It's never up to us. We can watch people commit crimes all day that'll never get charged. Just look at Chicago or whatever.
Yeah.
Like this stuff happens. But Carl Jobst and Mudahar are making reasonable determinations based on the information available. And he can try and give them information to correct it to the point where they make a retraction. But if you go to, I'm gonna sue you, bro, for saying that you commit fraud by you're admittedly finding out 9-10 years after you first start soliciting donations that you haven't donated any of it, that's not on your organization. That's on you. And it's on, and you're also on the board of the organization. So like, it's also on you there. Like, there is no excuse for this. There is no way you're supposed to not know. You can try and say your intent wasn't to defraud, but at some point it's constructive because somewhere it looks like he had to lie on some form. Like, you do not get to maintain your 501c3 status without filing 990s. If you're filing 990s and you have zero in donations, where's the money going? And eventually that's going to catch up to you. And the fact that it caught up to him from independent people versus the government might be the only thing that keeps him out of prison. Because like I was kind of saying about like these investigations, they can produce really good results, but those results aren't always admissible in court. And that can be a problem. And they can kind of screw up criminal prosecutions. Not that people should stop, but they can. But coming to the reasonable conclusion that this motherfucker commit fraud is, certainly.
Yeah, and this would obviously deal with like anti-slap because it happened in California, right?
I don't know.
The lawsuit would happen in California.
Well, maybe. So the problem is Carl Jobst is an Australian living in Australia. Yeah. So how are you going to draw him into California? He's not targeting California. So there is Gerard, whatever.
Gerard's in LA, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, so he could try and file in California against Carl Jobst, but California doesn't have any jurisdiction over Carl for stuff that he said in Australia. Even if it's about California, Gerard would have to show that Carl targeted his video to California, really hard because YouTube is broadcast everywhere. So he would have to show a whole bunch of effort by Carl, like buy ad slots or something in California, buy a billboard, something like that. He's not going to be able to do that. I don't know where Mudahar is. He's a tech support guy. So
Canadian.
oh, God damn it. Yeah, the same problem. How are you going to pull him into California? So logic, he could try. It's not going to work. They won't have jurisdiction. These guys can just basically fucking ignore it. Or they can send lawyers in America to say, yeah, you can't pull me in like fucking Sargon did up in New York when the chick tried to serve him improperly. He sent a lawyer to say, yeah, you didn't properly serve him, so fuck you. But so what you end up probably having to do is sue them individually in Canada and Australia, which is actually not great for them because their defamation laws are different. But this isn't like a political defamation type case where you're talking about saying something about a trans person or whatever. You're talking about charity fraud being done. They're pretty factual. Carl's really thorough on this shit. He's always so damn good. I don't watch Mudahar. I don't know anything about him, but like, this isn't something where it's like a controversial free speech thing. This is about, can you show that there's a reasonable determination that fraud occurred? And it sure fucking looks like it. So
yeah, it's very, very easy to see. Thank you.
Doing them would be retarded.
Hellsnake, I love you.
No, he shouldn't. I'm just kidding.
No. Hellsnake, I love you. Thank you so much. Patrick T with the orange boy says, Merry Christmas, Cody and Nick. Thank you so much, Patrick T. I love you. I appreciate you for your orange boy, my man. Closing in on that naked snake. Slinging Nanner says, for the Codys who don't read good and want to learn other stuff, good to Foundation. Thank you, Slinging Nanners, for your green boy. I love you, dude. Matthew Foster with 20 gifted memberships. It's a huge one, dude. Thank you so much, Matt. Matt's too good for me. He's always slinging reds and pinks and shit on my face. Thank you, Matt. I love you. Appreciate you. Get on it, doggone it, my man. Derek Tracer says, stream topic for Nick. Discuss various stupid state laws that are actually enforced, like pouring salt on the railroad in Alabama. Apparently, is illegal on the books.
Pouring salt on the railroad?
Yeah. Railroad tracks.
Though, I wonder if that could derail a fucking train. Because it's stupid what can derail a train, right?
Yeah. Yeah, like a penny. Or does a penny just get flattened? I don't know how.
Well, I think they normally they say they could like derail a train, but so I never know. But I know that they can fucking derail for some bullshit. It wouldn't be surprising to me at all if it was a penny or salt or whatever that could do it. Like, could you imagine?
God, thank you.
You derail a train, blow up like a house.
You'd be like, I'm gonna leave. Russell Hall, can't believe you wasted a perfectly good pie. I found out later that pie was like some goofy ass like flavor, and it was a nightmare. It was terrible. I tried like a tiny little piece of it, like a tiny bite, and it was awful.
Where was this pie?
If I made $2,000 on this show Friday, they wanted me to fuck a pie, and I'm like, I don't want to fuck a pie. And Zia was like, you're fucking the pie, and I'm like, I'm not fucking the pie. So
you tried to have sex with a pie, like an American pie?
Yeah, everybody wanted me to do it, and they like just volunteered me. I didn't do the pie. No, but it was like some gross flavor, and it was awful. I tried a piece of it, and it was terrible.
Oh wait, you didn't? You tried to you ate a piece of the pie. You didn't try to have sex with a piece of pie.
No, it was one of those weird pies. Like the name of it was weird sounding. It wasn't like an apple pie or anything. Some goofy ass like fruit pie thing. Russell Hall, love you. Theodore says Mike David is watching. Thank you, Mike David. Love you. Sad Lad Sad Lad Cheddar said, I lost the battle. Definitely just threw up. Don't drink, kids. Oh, bro, you died. He died. He lost the battle. That was me last Wednesday or Friday or Thursday. Thank you, Sad Lad Chad. I love you. I appreciate you. Only about 100 away from Naked Snake. Let's continue this goofy call, though. Oh, man.
People aren't going to trust me ever again. I'm not going to trust myself ever again. And I'm just going to walk away from all this. Like, this is like me being like, great. So I'm out. Not just of content creation or being an online personality. I'm just going to stop. I'm just going to disappear and start over and never talk to anyone ever again. And that's the spiraling that I've been dealing with for the last 3 days of talking to therapists and doctors and just figuring this whole thing out.
I don't know about how you feel, but it kind of sounds like he's like implying he's gonna Cobain. He's like, I'm just gonna drop all this and disappear, and no one's ever gonna hear from me again. Like,
yeah,
what?
He'll do that, or he'll be like, I'm gonna do that, but then just like go open a gas station somewhere or something, like move out into the mountains and buy antelope. I don't know what people fucking do. Like, I'm gonna just disappear. You think people can't find you? Like, do you really like what? Not that anybody wants to. People way overestimate this shit. Like, if you stop content creation, buddy, you did disappear. No one's gonna give a shit what happens to you at all. Like, you're just a YouTube guy. Like, but they act like the whole world is gonna be after them. Like, I'm gonna just disappear. You're never gonna find me. It's like, bro, just stop broadcasting for a month and you disappear. Like, no one will find you ever again. The algorithm won't even care. Like, they'll be like, oh, who was that? It's not that difficult. But stop
Yeah.
threatening it. Like, just either do it or fucking don't. Like, make your amends, take your beating, and then keep making content because you don't know what else to do, or leave. Like, you guys keep doing this. You make fun of me 13, 14 more times, and I'm out of here. Fuck off. Go away.
It's just it's another manipulation tactic that he's like, well, if you guys do this, then I'm just gonna disappear and like no one's gonna ever see me again. It's like no one cares, unfortunately. Like that's the issue. Is this is a weird manipulation tactic I've never understood. Well, I'm just gonna leave, and it's like, well, that's fine. You suck. Like that's the whole point. You suck. Why would we want you here? That's the whole point. So yeah, let's see what else he has to say.
Because I knew this was coming a couple of days ago because of the email, and I'm like, well.
Oh, I think you do see it.
Oh, that's when he left the call. Hold on.
What's going on?
No,
It's
bro.
just saying that they're supporting all these.
I'm like, that's the story as it is, you know?
Yeah.
So it's just like, you can catch this. Nobody else caught this. Yeah. There's we
Okay, here it is.
My fuck up. I have personally donated to AFTD and Alzheimer's Association over the years, and that's where, again, I assumed the money was going there to support them as we were talking negotiations about working with them. I don't really have a true answer for that, and that's on me completely, and I will own up to that. But, you know, again, this doesn't fucking matter. You guys are going to say what you're going to say, and I can't stop it. But the important thing is that all the money is still in the account. None of it's spent erroneously. It's all above board. Like it's not hiding in a Cayman account or anything like that. And that's the thing about 501Cs is that, like, if I did any of that, the minute I did any malpractice of that nature, literally the government would be like, hey, we're coming after you. And that's, you know, at least legally speaking, everything's above board. And I understand that the question isn't so much legality and so much more about morality in, you know, me advertising this event and showing people sponsors and all that stuff. I totally get it. And, you know, I don't know how much you guys heard of me before my phone died. And I'm sure you're tired of hearing me talk. But, you know, I'm at your guys' mercy as to what to do. Well, what would you rather have me do in the public space right now to do right by you guys? Because that's all I want to do is do the right thing, and I'm gonna have ramifications no matter what way I turn it. I just want to be able to handle this appropriately and move forward.
Honestly, for me, it was just be like, so again, just to recap everything so far. You guys have been running the Open Hand Foundation. It is your guys' 501c. You ran IndieLand. You moved money from your IndieLand yearly into this account, and you believe that for a while the money was being donated. And
to clarify, I did not take any. Me and my team did not touch any of the money personally through IndieLand. It was all connected through the appropriate Tiltify and all the 501c orgs that are on Tiltify. So it's not like I was moving money to wash things by any means. Just to clarify that we are officially through Tiltify and through the above board right means. I did not move anything, any money for that. Just because the way you said it made it seem like I was moving money into accounts, and I that's not what I did by any means.
Oh, no.
But just
my clarification.
I guess on that topic, I mean, so but Open Hand was paying expenses on behalf of IndieLand, correct?
Sorry, what was that?
So IndieLand is a separate thing from Open Hand, but
Correct.
were you saying that Open Hand was paying expenses for IndieLand though?
Only some years and no more than a couple $1,000s.
You hear how shaky his voice gets? He's like, only for a couple years. Like that's the thing is he's taking donations meant for Open Hand and he's paying production costs and things for IndieLand.
It's amazing how many people think that it's perfectly fine to accept donations and then to pay production out of those donations. There's a little bit of that going around the internet is like a thing that people do and say, well, we're paying staffing, we're paying this, we're paying that. No, see, this is one of the issues that I've talked to other people about. When you solicit funds for a specific purpose, those funds are then marked theoretically for that purpose. They have to be spent for that purpose because of how you're sending them. If you're going to use funds to pay for general expenses, then you need to solicit funds for general expenses for the foundation or the organization. You do not get to just say, hey, we are going to accept all the money for this thing. Then there's production costs. And then later they'll say, well, we said like net proceeds. A lot of times they don't say net proceeds, but net proceeds are not your production costs in the same way, like unless you're counting those dollars in a separate manner. But if I say, look, we're going to raise $1,000 for this company today. You raise $1,000 and you go up $600 is production costs. Here's 400. That's not the same thing. People seem to think that's okay. That is not okay. You cannot do this. Stop commingling funds. If you're setting up columns, keep the money in the fucking column. If you don't want to set up columns, Every donation you take can be for your general fund, and then you can pay out however you want. You never have to specifically solicit for a thing, but people do. Why? Because when they specifically solicit, they tend to get higher donations. Makes sense. Oh, this is motivating. We're going to do this Alzheimer's research from this company that's on this cutting edge, and we're donating for that. Yes, great, cool. More money comes in. Don't lie about it then. That's simple. Just don't fucking lie. But people lie all the time. They lie about this shit and they think they can get away.
Yeah, and the only reason he was saying all of this money goes here is because he wanted to solicit the most amount of support possible. And then he just took some of the money out of the pot and used it for expenses, which I believe in 2015. I saw this earlier. I need to pull it up, but in 2015, apparently their expenses were half of their income of donations. So don't know what happened there. Monkey Man, what a $20 super sticker. Thank you, Monkey Man. I love you. I appreciate you. Gosh, what a beautiful man this Monkey Man is. Thank you so much for your orange boy, even though it looks gold as hell right there. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Russell Hall says Nick would fork the pie. I'm just saying. He probably would, actually. Thank you, Russell Hall. I appreciate you.
I'm a discerning pie fucker.
As long as it's a blonde pie.
Gotta be pear.
Nick from the Echo Base Network says, Nick, can you lose your gun rights for a simple or common assault, say like pushing somebody?
No, maybe? Felony assault is how you would have to have that, which would be a push with, some sort of complicating factor in that, a push of someone to be particularly fragile or frail, a particularly hard push of a minor, a push towards an object that could cause severe injury. It's really about the intent of the push, the knowledge. The result is not actually the result helps with a conviction, but the result is not the deciding factor in the criminal level of push or assault that you're doing. So in theory, yes. In practicality, probably not, because you're looking typically at misdemeanor assaults. Now, if it's domestic, which means your girlfriend, your wife, your brother, your sister, your mom, your dad, your kid, or more importantly, for a lot of people in a lot of states, and they don't realize this, your roommate is a domestic assault. You get in a fight with your drinking buddy who happens to live in your room. You clock him over the head with a bottle or something. You have committed a domestic assault, not just an assault, and you will lose your gun rights forever on that one.
Damn. Thank you, Nick. Appreciate you. Thank you, Jesus Davila, for your one gifted sub. Kara says, I'm completely done with the completionist. He's finished. I agree with that. 100%. By the way, Karis, I love you. Appreciate you. Thanks for responding to me today through text. Michael Dodd says, question, is the use of donated funds for a purpose instead using it to cover operating expenses, is it still legal? Is it still illegal to use donated funds for a purpose instead of using it to cover operating expenses?
If you get general donations to an organization can be used however the organization likes. And a general donation is an unmarked donation or a donation that is not specifically solicited for a purpose. But if you just say, hey, we're accepting donations, we're working towards Alzheimer's research, and we want to support great foundations that do that, boom, you're golden. You don't need anything specific. You don't even need to, you can use those funds for operating expenses. You can use those for whatever, so long as you're generally within the bounds of the charitable rules. That's all fine and good. The moment you say, these funds are going to this research project or this place or this cause specifically, Alzheimer's is not a cause. It's going to this type of Alzheimer's research from this organization. Cool. Great. That type of stuff. Then yeah, once you've gotten specific on it, or people earmark the money in their donation specifically in the memo line of a check and shit like that, then you can run into those problems where you can't use that money for other purposes. But if you're asking for it, just think of it. I know none of you go to church because we all are on Camelot Stream. But if you go to church and they say, hey, we're doing our building fund, like our capital fund for a new building or something, and notice how that's going to be separately asked for from the general donations that they take every Sunday. That means they're earmarking those funds. They're asking you to support a project. And if they take that project money and start throwing it around, they got to answer a lot of questions as to why. Churches actually get flexibility on that. Foundations get less.
So that's the issue, is Gerard was saying every single bit of this goes to this organization and this organization. He made the statement, we do not touch any of it. That's the issue, right?
Terrible plan.
Yeah.
We don't touch any of it, but it goes right through your charity. Of course you touched it.
Yeah.
Now I set up it wasn't charitable, right? But I set up a GoFundMe for Vic Mignogna years ago for his lawsuit. And the way I set it up was I didn't touch it. Like the money literally never passed anything I had access to. It went from me, or not from me, damn it, screwed that up. It went from the donor to GoFundMe, who has a very minimal account. GoFundMe is really at risk of being called a bank, but they hold it into account for a maximum of 30 days. It's the longest they'll hold it. Typically it's 7 days or less. It went into that account there, and then it went straight to a trust account held by Vic Mignogna's lawyers. I don't work for that firm. I don't have access to that account. I don't know the titling of that account. I don't know anything about it. I actually had to have GoFundMe contact Vic's legal team once that got set up so that they could accept the funds, because they had all the information. They had the bank account number and all that stuff. And then that went straight there. And that's where that went. I had no ability to touch it. I never have. I don't know how the money was received or spent in any way. That's all on everybody else involved. And you can set things up that way. But when you say, oh, we're never going to touch it, it's not going to touch us, it goes through your fucking charity, you're touching it, bro. You're touching it like a teacher touches kids.
like a white lady that's in her early 20s teaching middle school children.
God damn.
Every one of them.
Depending on the year. If it was too much money, just to make it right, because you're not supposed to really do that, especially when you have no operating expenses. I'd only reimburse myself and did it appropriately through the open hand when applicable, but not every year, and no more than a couple $1,000s maximum. But it wasn't like a safe haven, like moving money and spending money on purpose. Because that all goes against.
Okay. But open hand and Indie Land they have to be kind of the same entity in a way. Otherwise, it wouldn't be an expensive open hand to pay for Indie Land if they weren't, kind of one and the same. If that makes sense.
Sorry, could you ask the question?
Yeah. So so open hand and Indie Land are connected because open hand because open hand is paying for Indie Land. Otherwise, Indie Land, if it was a separate entity, Indie Land would be paying for itself, not open hand. If that makes sense.
Correct, but not every year. Not every year does Indie Land get paid for by open hand. It comes from me and Indie Land is not its own organization. The company that I founded for the Completionist is the company that puts on Indie Land and all of our charity events. And typically speaking, we don't reimburse ourselves unless it's paramount to how much money we spent. But it's never been more than a couple grand. And it's not been every year. It's only been a handful of years.
Okay, all right. I guess to really come down to it, the reason your reasoning for the money that, or at least a company's or organization's reasoning for the money being in the account that wasn't really distributed to these charities year after year is because of the fact that some of these organizations told you that if you donated too insignificant of an amount instead of a large amount, it would not do as much good.
Correct. That was what was conveyed to me multiple times from multiple organizations.
Bullshit.
Okay. Yeah, and again,
bullshit.
I'll say right there, that's a flat out fucking lie. Again, no organization says, well, if you just, if you're not going to donate X amount, don't donate. That's nonsense. They'll take $1. Like, why? It's no harm to them. It's only gain. Their entire business, the entire survival of their organization is based off free will donations of any and all amounts. The government and they've made it so easy to do this. Now, if some company is paying an accountant to take in $21 donations a year, sure, maybe we can talk about that, but that's really the company mismanaging their own business model, not a problem of the donator themselves or the donation amounts. So this is just a flat out fucking lie. It's stupid. Now, if it's couched in the terms of they said that less money won't do as much good as more money, well, that's not a revelation. That's just reality, but that's not a discouraging comment. It's like, well, if you can give us $10,000, you can give us $100,000. We want $100,000 to do more good. We're going to do 10 times as much good. Well, yeah, obviously.
It's so silly. Oh my gosh.
And this is just me like bringing it up from the record. It's like some of these organizations like the Alzheimer's Foundation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Alzheimer's, it's an association of Alzheimer's, I believe is what it's called.
Association of Alzheimer's. So again, with these organizations, it's like it almost like the way that you make it sound is like it's almost like if I went to their websites and donated $20, they would kind of tell me, hey, donate more because it's just going to go to administrative fees, right? Like that's it makes it hard to kind of believe that point. You know what I mean? And for us, it's like when you say that you've been in talks with these organizations, what do you mean like in talks? Is it like a long-term partnership? Couldn't you like have written them a check right there and then for this specific year and then year after year, like the money comes in and out?
Yeah, the idea was we wanted to donate the money to an organization so that they could send a representative or someone from their organization to come forward and talk about all the good that we've done working with them and making them like the new benefactor that we've been looking for, or multiple benefactors, depending on the amount of money that was donated.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So as of now, the money, as far as your understanding, that $660,000 roughly is still sitting in your like that charity account, waiting for a benefactor at the right time.
I mean, as of this week, we've been having conversations about moving it as early as today or tomorrow, just because the pressure I got from you guys, if I'm being quite honest. Not that I was trying to save face, but like this is a private fight that I've been dealing with for months with my family, and I even told my family, hey, this is the last Indie Land I'm ever going to do, because this is the 10th year anniversary of my mom's passing, and when I kind of found all this information out, I was very unhappy with what things were going, and you know, the ramifications of this are going to be massive for everything I've ever done in the space. And
Well, have you read
I didn't do anything in the space. That's the problem. You didn't do anything in the space. You solicited money and then didn't donate it. That's what you're supposed to have done in the space. Oh, I made content. Fuck off. Everybody makes content. Anybody can make content. Some successful, some isn't. Yours was successful for a while. You used it, but what you did in this space was you solicited donations and you didn't pay them. Fuck you. Go away.
Yeah, and the money apparently was closer to 660 grand, but he only donated 600 grand at the end of it. And then he claims the only reason he's donating is because Mudahar and Carl. Otherwise, he never would have. Right? I mean, that's you can only assume that. Like, why would, if he didn't do it for 10 years, why would we just suddenly assume that he would? Right? We would just suddenly assume that he would donate it now for no reason. But he quite literally said he had to. And it was apparently a fight within his family, which I don't really understand. Apparently, I think what he's trying, the route he's trying to go is to pin it all on his father, because his father apparently controls everything.
Yeah, so except your name's on it.
Yep. Nothing you can do about that shit. But yeah, that's the thing. That's the crazy thing. And the thing with him saying he's worked with all these foundations and claims that, you know, he wouldn't, like Mudahar said, he could just go to a website and donate $20 right now. And it's funny. The funniest part about this whole thing to me, the funniest part about this whole damn thing is the fact that he said he wanted to wait 10 years to avoid paying administrative fees to these organizations. He wanted it to go all to research and nothing else. But during these 10 years, all of the donations that came into him, he used it to pay administration fees for his organization. It's like ass backwards. He's like, I didn't want to pay people administration fees except myself. It's like, okay, all right, okay, whatever you say. Oh, Jesus.
That Jacques gave?
Which one?
Well, both. Have you read? Have you read any of them?
Right here, he's talking about the email that his brother Jacques sent to Carl, where he claimed they did nothing wrong and it was all perfectly legal.
I read the first one, but I have not been around today
to
see the second one.
Because he said that what Open Hand was doing was ethical, and they haven't done anything wrong, etc. So it's kind of conflicting, definitely conflicting opinions on whether or not what was going on was, you know, appropriate or not.
Well, I think the ethicalness of it is talking about the government and the laws and how the organization on paper is. Like, we've never, again, no one has ever gotten paid any kind of personal expense or salary, or like there's no tax front. There's no one doing anything erroneous. We're not shifting money and hiding it from people. It's all, every dollar's been accounted for and it's there. And
yeah, no one insinuated that. Like, personally, I didn't insinuate that. We were just asking why the money wasn't donated. It wasn't.
Yeah, because if that was a reality, the public filings would have just showcased that you guys would have worked more than 0 hours and you would have charged money to yourself. So nobody should logically be making that specific claim. It's just the idea of ethicality, when year after year you can run events and, you know, you get the article, let's say we raised $80,000 for dementia research, and the audience is led to believe that money is going somewhere, when in reality it's just sitting in an account. And as of today, right now in this call, no one has been the beneficiary, at least in some quantitative capacity. And that's really where the idea of charity fraud comes into, because what we received in the second response privately, if that was public knowledge, like when people were donating at the time, this wouldn't even be an issue, right? Like, we wouldn't talk about this, we wouldn't have this discussion. But now that it's, you know, you can look through public filings and, you know, you can see the story by yourself, it becomes a different situation.
Yeah. Well, I'm not trying to ask for forgiveness. I'm not trying to hide this, but what would you guys like me to do? Because I want to do right by everyone involved on my side.
He keeps asking this, by the way, for some reason.
I want to absolve myself of this as best I can.
You can't. There is no best you can. You stole the shit. You stole it. You stole it. You stole it. Imagine you steal a Buick and then 10 years later, you're like, I want to make this better. How do I make it better? Like, do I just give back the Buick? I mean, it's 20,000 miles on it. Wait, 22. You bitch. There's 200,000 miles on it that weren't there before. But like, what do I just give it back? Do I change the tires? I don't know what I got to do. Like, dude, you stole it. Like, there isn't to make it better. You can, you could start to maybe make amends, I guess. But my God, dude, you fucked up. You fucked up bad.
Yeah, and the thing is, man, the only way he could make it better was to donate the 660 grand and then donate another 200 grand of his personal money just as a as a repayment to the inflation impact it had over dropping its value over the last 10 years, come out, release a video saying you take full accountability. You're sorry. You're stepping down from the organization and absolving it because you apparently aren't equipped enough to be able to handle this responsibility. You thank everybody that donated, apologize profusely again, and say maybe in the future you can watch my content and enjoy it. But until then, I apologize. And that's when the video it goes off. And then thank Carl and Mutahar for bringing this to light. But he in his response video, he basically says he did nothing wrong. The plan all along was to make a restriction donation, all to research. That was the plan from the beginning, even though he said otherwise in this call. And then he claims he's going to sue Mutahar and Carl for defamation and slander.
It's insane because, like you said, there is kind of a way out of it to maybe mitigate a criminal complaint or a criminal charge, maybe save some face. And what it was is partly what you said. You got to step down. You got to apologize. You got to thank the people who exposed it to light. What you also got to do is you got to say, I had no idea. I had no knowledge of this. I had no idea this was going on. I'm not sure where the disconnect was. I'm not sure where this happened. I didn't know. You can't say, well, this is for my expenses. This is for this. This is for this. This is for this. We got people who deal with this stuff. They were dealing with it. I thought now that this has been brought to light, I investigated. I found out a whole bunch of missteps and mistakes were made. They were made with my name on the board of directors. And if that's the case, I'm sorry, guys. I tried to do this. It's not my skill set and I fucked up. So I'm going to step down. We're going to get to the bottom of this. We're going to get the money donated. We're going to track down every fucking penny that was missed and we're going to make this right. And I'm going to be gone from it. And we're going to get a better manager in place. I'm going to be happy to raise money for this organization with new head. And we're going to earn your guys' trust back. You do something like that, you're probably still going to jail.
Yeah.
If they decide to charge you, that's not going to save your ass, but it might help you save face. And you better hope that when that trial comes, you strike a plea deal, keep your ass out of prison, make the restitution payments, you make your big apology, and that there's none of those fucking things, none of the depositions, none of those admissions come public, because if they do, everything you just said fucked up. Oh, and everything you said, like what I just said, everything you say publicly, that better have been true, because if it's not true and it comes out, then you're double, triple fucked.
Yep. It's just the crazy thing to me is it looks like this whole family is like weird shyster, like bags of shit. Like everyone.
A double triple, by the way, is when one girl in college goes with 6 NBA players and gets a double triple. It's a basketball term.
Jesus Christ. So, it seems like their entire family is like shitbags, right? Like, and that's the alarming thing is how is it that all these OG YouTubers, like the video gaming YouTubers, every one of them, eventually you find out that they were moldy piles of shit. Like every one of them across the board, something comes out where they're a fucking monster. Like and Gerard was apparently the Mr. Rogers of the internet. That's the funniest part about it.
You guys are some of the biggest creators in the space. When you guys whatever you guys will say, this is gonna follow me for the rest of my life. And I just want to be able to do right by you guys and by my community and by my family at this point. And I just want, I literally am about to like donate all this money today. And prior to that, earlier this week and the week before, and I've just been sitting here crippled trying to figure out the best way to handle this, because I felt like if I donated the money the minute you guys emailed me, it'd be a situation of, well, he's trying to hide it and he's admitting guilt by doing that. And I never felt that way, but I understand completely that you guys could easily argue that, and it would just make me look more like a scumbag. And I just want to, I want to do right by you guys and what you think. When you guys got the email and I said, please tell us about benefactors, that was genuine, because I haven't found a benefactor that I'm completely happy with. And I want to make sure that this money goes to a good cause in honor of my mom. And I'm upset that the conversations I've had haven't gone the way that I wanted. And I'm willing at this point to just donate the money to whoever. I want it to go in the right spot. I don't want it to go to some doctor's salary or some expense bill for a massive organization that it's not going to do anything for. So I guess what I'm asking you guys is, what do you want me to do as soon as possible? If it's like, hey, Gerard, we want you to shut up and take the L so we can make content, that's fine. If that's what you guys think is the way to go,
fuck you.
Call it a scam, sure. But I'm not trying to scam anyone. I would never try and scam an
what
mom.
an absolute.
I would not be outward facing knowing that I can get right through the coals for this when I know and say every year we're a 501c3 organization where everything is public. You know what I mean? Like it's contradictory for me to be like, it's going to a good cause, but also I'm tax evading or embezzling or whatever it may be. So
no one's suggesting that.
No, there's no tax evasion. Nobody's, again, like looking through the 501c, like
I love how he keeps saying there's no embezzling, I promise. And the Mutahar and Carl, like, we never said there was. You keep saying this. Why do you keep saying there was embezzling when we never suggested there's embezzling? He's like, I never embezzled.
He said no tax evasion, right?
Yeah.
From what he said on this phone call, it sounds a lot like tax evasion occurred.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking.
I mean, it sounds like tax evasion. Because, I mean, one of the excuses is expenses, and they've implied like salary and pay for him and whoever the other board members are. And you can, make no mistake, you can pay these members. Board members can get paid a reasonable salary. It doesn't always look good, and it's publicly reported. But if it's paid, are you publicly reporting that salary, and are you claiming it on your personal income tax? Because are you? Like, oh, we had expenses. Okay, well, those expenses going to people are income. Did you report that payment to staff? Did you file their whatchamacallit, the fucking, their W-2s? Did you, or their 1099s or whatever, however you're paying it? How's it structured? Did you do that? Did you get a W-4 or W-9, I think it is, on file with the Social Security number and report the earnings? What did you do? Prove it. Prove that payment. This is going to be messy if they have to prove that, because that will become tax evasion if they don't have all that. And if they have all that documented, this is a charity. It's public. You can see what the CEO makes. You can see what the board members make. Where is it?
Yep. And keep in mind a very important thing about this. When Gerard responded, he claimed he had tons of receipts, and he actually never provided any of them. The only thing he provided was a signature on a tax document that Carl claimed was not there, and he provided his mother's autopsy report. So that doesn't really help. There was no bank statements, no financial information in his receipts, which everybody thought was pretty damn stupid, in my opinion.
Filings. No one could say in a million years that what you were doing is indicative. Hold on, let me just actually delete something off the system here. According to the tax filing, according to the filings, nobody could say that you were moving money. Like I said, nobody was being charged or billed hours. So you're kind of like, in my opinion, that's not even a point to be talking about. Just doesn't really apply in the situation. The only thing, and I feel like that you should do that could make this situation better, is that $660,000 that's currently sitting. That should, instead of being earmarked, like we were told by a member of the organization today, should actually be going to a beneficiary. Because at the end of the day, $660,000 is going to make a difference, right? And it should have made a difference in the last several years as this foundation was operating and receiving these grants. And that's really what you can do. It's like, there's no shame in realizing that things got fucking wild behind the scenes, but the only way to make it right is not to let the money sit there anymore and to actually, I guess, let it do work. But I don't know, like it's I think the deception angle, because it is in a way a deceptive angle for the last several years that this has been happening, right? And it's right. It was going to have to come out at some point when somebody was going to look into the filings, right? It could have been us, it could have been Coffee, could have been anybody, and that's just how the situation has unfolded.
Yeah. What about you, Carl? What are your thoughts?
I don't know, because it's a tough situation. I honestly don't have a good answer. I mean, the question, there's two questions here. One is more important. The more important question is what morally should be done, which is just the money donated. And then, because I mean, that's what you've been saying. That's what this is all about, ultimately. You said you were going to do something that hasn't been done, so it must be done. And then as far as how to come out of this in the best way possible publicly, I don't know.
Yeah, I like that's going to have to be like between you and the community, but I think nobody should. And listen, at the end of the day, I don't like, you're not, and I'm going to say like it is, like you're not like the people that I usually look into the space like Logan Paul. So I am coming at this from an incredibly sympathetic angle. I'm not doing this to rake anything over the coals. It's just a matter of the fact, like, this is one of those situations when I looked at it, I was very flabbergasted. And I think looking into the situation, what really fucks with me personally the most is now I'm going to question a lot of other YouTuber charities or a lot of other YouTuber events, because when I'm like, when we're receiving letters from the organization, the Open Hand Foundation, really anyone that says, hey, we're a 501c charity, we have to follow US federal law, everything, that's great. But what we just witnessed here is, a charity operating, making these claims, saying that you're working with people, when in reality, the money's just kind of sitting there. It's going to make me question almost every YouTuber charity that I've ever donated to or worked with. And I think that's the thing that fucks with me the most, more than just this story, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess that's really.
Yeah. I love how like the Gerard guy's just silent. He's just like, yeah. He knows he's fucked. There's nothing he can do. And it's almost as if he wasted the money, in my opinion. The money he donated eventually, it seems like almost he wasted it because his response was so stupid. Like, why'd you even donate the money if your response was anger, and you said you're gonna sue the people that made you donate the money in the first place? It makes no sense.
Yeah, and I mean, if the answer is that I have to take the L so you guys can make content, yeah, fist yourself, asshole. Just because people make content about these issues doesn't mean they want people to be in this situation, or the specific people. It doesn't sound like these guys have any malice towards this guy, like other than just being dumbstruck at how fucking stupid this all seems. Cause this seems like a pretty easy case in general, right? Like, this guy sat on this for 10 years and it's true. Like that happened. Whatever his excuse is, like that happened. It's open and shut in that respect. But they don't seem like they want to murder him or anything. They're sitting here like, I'm sure there's just surprise the rest of these guys. Like he's kind of, I don't know where these people are, but I get the idea. The completionist said he's somewhere on the radar of these guys normally, like in the video game sort of space, right?
Yeah, he's got 1.5 million subs.
Yeah. And people are always like, you don't know this person. I'm like, who are they? They're like, well, they got 12 million subs.
Well,
like, yeah, but no, I don't.
You want to know how I know him? Because he was on the left when Frost had her meltdown on G4. He was sitting to the left of her.
Wait, he was sitting to the left of her, or he was politically to the left of her?
He was sitting to the left of her. He was the guy with the giant beard, and he was like, I didn't know this was going to go in this direction. That's that guy. This is the guy. Okay. So that's the only reason I know of him, because I saw him on G4 when that Frost lady melted down. It's the only reason I know him. Real quick, let me hit this super chat. Richard said, Texas passed a law today making it illegal to illegally cross the border, which I thought was already illegal. You would think that it was illegal to illegally cross the border. But
it's actually a really interesting legal question. And I won't get into the ropes of it here because it'll take a long time to answer. But that might be a topic for my show, not tonight, but coming up, because that's a conflict of state law and federal supremacy may apply and all this shit. And there's a lot to that, actually. It's the fight over the border is a big thing in states' rights. That's much more interesting than it seems, because that's a funny super chat, except there's reality behind it.
Yeah. Thank you, Rich. Love you. Kato the Swiss. Every single video, he's super.
That dude's cool. That is cool shit.
Tamara Holloway, Tamara says they also have a yearly golf tournament for open hand that makes tens of thousands of dollars. It doesn't appear that any of the money went to the foundation account. Yep. That's the one thing no one has answered. And he never addressed in his response video too, that this golf tournament that was connected to open hand, it's his father's charity, by the way. Shocking, right? His father, Gerard's father, has a charity, and it's a golf tournament. And to get to be a sponsor of the golf tournament in some of these packages are $10,000 a piece, and there's like 8 sponsors on the banner, meaning it's over 80 grand at least for just that one banner. So this golf tournament's bringing in 80 to 100 grand a year, and none of it is documented anywhere because it was supposed to be going to open hand after 2019, and it never appears on tax filings.
Amazing. Well, it went to production.
It went to it went to all that fuel for the electric golf carts. Thank you, Tamara. I appreciate you. Renegade says this always seems to happen. JonTron wins again. Yeah, JonTron is the only one that's still standing. He's still standing. It's crazy. Thank you. Slaglust says 5 for the Goomba. Nick challenge Worski to debate. Topic: alcohol versus cocaine. Which is better? Both. Both
there's an English actor. There's an English actor. I can't remember his name. I saw him. He was on a late show, and he got asked about his cocaine use, which I guess came up in an interview or something. And he said, "You know what the best part about cocaine was? Is that it helps you drink more alcohol." I was like, "Oh, that's funny."
Oh my gosh. All right, let's finish this call. We're close to the end here already.
Really all that can be said. You know, at least that's all I have to say. Carl, if you want to say anything else.
No, I definitely feel for you though. You know, I'm
sure. I mean, this is a big civil thing.
Yeah, it's obviously not a good situation. But
I take it that you guys are dead set on making pieces about this.
I mean,
This is another part where he implies that he wants to do something to get them to not make videos, which obviously the only thing you could do is pay out.
I'm definitely covering this. I know Carl is, and if Carl is, I am as well too. It's kind of a two for. We both been working on this, so it's really just contingent on one or the other.
All right. Well, I guess that's it. I guess that's all she wrote.
He's like, "Are you dead set on making pieces about this?" And he's like, "Well, yeah." Moodhar's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna make a piece about it," and so is Carl. And he's like, "Well, I guess that's all she wrote then. I guess."
Yeah. They have to.
Yeah.
They have to. If they just stop, then they're implicated.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, what'd you guys learn? Don't worry about it. Wait, what?
Yeah, like what happens when he eventually gets in trouble for this, and then it comes out that Mudahar and Carl knew about it 6 years prior and didn't tell anybody. You know, it's bad. It's a bad thing.
Yeah. Yeah, they have to talk about it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
All right. Well, I appreciate your guys' patience and understanding. You know, not much I can really do here. So
No, well, I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah,
Appreciate
we
you talking.
appreciate your time. Appreciate you coming here, being forthcoming. I know that obviously you've been in talks with lawyers and everything. And again, as far as off the record stuff is, I'm going to obviously keep any mention of you and your disagreements with your dad really out of it, because I know that's a very private personal matter, and that's not even germane to the entire video. Period. We just obviously we're going to look into it. I think listen. Completely off the record, I think the best thing that can happen now is like obviously make these donations, and that's really what it comes down to. If you've been having these arguments behind the scenes, maybe the best way is to say, listen, this wasn't the most ethical way to really handle this situation, and you should have been upfront about it years ago. But the money hasn't disappeared, right? And this is, in my opinion,
Absolutely
like if the money hasn't gone to like Lamborghinis or a mansion or some stupid shit, then it can still go to the right places and do the right thing. And that's all that matters, right? That's all anybody wants to see. If this was a situation where $660,000 went to like a fucking like epic video game collection, then I would fucking be incredibly pissed. Like, I would be so fucking scathing that it would be absolutely out of character for me. But if the money is there in the accounts, then it should just be donated to the right charities, and finding a beneficiary as early as even like next week is probably what you and that team should be doing. And I'm not saying the Open Hand Foundation has to shut down. I think going year after year, if you're going to go down this road, then writing a check to these companies, whether or not that money is a big enough amount, because like looking at these filings, you're making tens of thousands up to like 6 figures. That's enough to make differences. And if you're going to tell people that you're donating to these charities, then you should just make that happen year after year. That's all that I think should be done. And I think you do have a way out of it, right? Like again, the money wasn't misappropriated. That is the best silver lining here, right?
yeah.
Well, I think it has to go to where you said it was going to go. Ultimately, I think it'd be worse if you didn't give it to the organizations that you've already named.
Yeah, and he didn't, by the way. He never did. So he never gave it to his organizations. He mentioned only the one. He mentioned like 4 or 5 over the course of 10 years, and he only gave it to one. So that's obviously one issue there.
I mean, even if you think that they aren't the best, unfortunately, you said it was going to go there. If you don't send it there, you've just been lying. So it just has to go to where you said it was going to go. That's where people believed it was going when they donated.
Sure. Yeah. But I mean, yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Sure.
No, it's just listen, like the money's there. You just give it to the people that you said that your organization was giving it to, and that's the end of that. That's like, I think that is like, and Carl, feel free to disagree with me. I think that absolutely puts you in a very good position in front of the rest of the world. It's not like you're fucking Logan Paul where you took $1 million of cryptos and you're not giving it back. That money hasn't even disappeared. It's still there. The right thing can be done. So it's just a matter of going past the structure and the mismanagement of that organization, and just doing the right thing, putting the foot down, and that's it. Because you're the face of this organization, and I definitely think if you push hard, no matter what issues are in this organization or what you've talked to with these companies, you can still donate that amount of money. And I don't think all will be right. People will be helped. You'll be furthering a very noble cause, especially in your mother's memory. And I think that's the most important thing.
And I would I was just gonna say, yeah. I mean, obviously, I don't like playing dumb.
So Carl's about to go ham, by the way. But both of them give him an out like 7 times. They're like, hey, the money is there, right? You're saying the money is there. Donate it. Say you're sorry. And then just move forward and make sure you're transparent. And yeah, some people are going to be pissed, but you'll be fine. I mean, realistically speaking, oh, hey, he didn't donate this money for 10 years. Oh, by the way, he donated it, apologized, donated a bit more to make up for inflation. And he's going to be transparent every year when he does make donations, every single time. That's it. And yeah, he probably gets some people pissed for like a week or 2 or a month, but then he would, look at, dude, that one dude that looks like a weird trans woman, but he's not. What's his name? I don't remember his name. Anyways, he assaults like underage boys and texts them all the time, and no one cares. What's that guy's name? He lost like 100,000 subs because he got in a fight with like this chick he worked with, and then
I know kind of who you're talking about.
He keeps just James Charles, yeah, like James Charles is outed for like texting a 14-year-old every other day, and then he just everybody's pissed for like a week, and then he just continues.
Yeah, he's like gay, right? So that makes
it's allowed. Yeah,
so they're like, well, but of course, it's like, well, no. There are gays that don't do that.
Yeah. So it's weird. But sorry, I didn't see your message. I'm stupid.
No, you're fine.
But yeah. But he would have survived it. That's the whole point. But he did the absolute the worst thing possible. Let's finish this because at the very end.
I don't particularly like the comments that Jacques made saying that obviously you know something's wrong. And obviously, Openhand knows something's wrong because, as you said, you've been in meetings, you've been in contact with lawyers, etc. So obviously, you know there's a problem. But then Jark is trying to tell me that no, everything's ethical, everything's legal. You know, we've done nothing wrong, etc., etc. When obviously, that's no one could really, no reasonable person would think that's the case. So just maybe consider. You probably are anyway, but just I don't know, just say if you're going to make another comment, make it more honest. You know.
Sure.
At least from the
I mean,
organization.
Yeah, from Openhand, like from Openhand.
No,
like,
no,
official.
you've been great. Like this is a great conversation with you. A lot. Like these conversations, I'll be honest, are so tough to have with anybody, just because like, again, that's like I'm not here to make allegations that I think are unfounded. So I'm not blaming you for like fucking tax defrauding or like embezzlement or like laundering cash. Because if I wanted to prove that, I could have already proven it and confronted you. We're just looking at a situation of like legitimate. Like one could construe this as a charity fraud situation, right? Like money was supposed to go, didn't go somewhere. But best case scenario, things can be redone, and things can be amended. So that's really all it is.
Yeah.
But yeah.
The public wants honesty. I think the public's pretty smart. So if Openhand, if I just gave them these comments from Openhand, the public is not going to like that at all, because it's just not reasonable. So definitely, going forward, Openhand or whoever talks publicly should be just completely straight up with how they feel.
Yeah. But anyway, honestly, go ahead.
Do you guys think the comments we made to you made you to believe that we were hiding the money?
No, to me it was just like the money was there in the account, but there was just no beneficiary. So when we watch the IndieLand, streams back to back, right, all of them, and we hear that the money is going to Foundation A, B, and C, and then Jacques is telling us no, we're still looking for people. That's a fraudulent statement. That's the issue we have. And
Sure.
most people really.
Yep.
Yeah. Just to be clear too, IndieLand is the only thing that I'm a part of. Any other fundraiser, whether it be private or public,
This is where he throws his family under the bus.
Openhand, I have nothing to do with. Just to be clear, because like IndieLand didn't really start making any large amounts until like 2 or 3 years ago in the way of making an impact. So like when you see there's 655, that's not just from IndieLand, that's from other stuff. So like I have nothing to do with any of that. I have the amount of what IndieLand has raised, and that's the amount that I'm going to dictate to donate. It's very close to the total amount, but I just want to be clear with you guys, because I'm trying to do the right thing here and not get in trouble any more than I'm going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Look,
all right,
before
guys,
we end this, I don't think there's a lot of trouble personally. I think if you got the money there.
So again, Mudahar just says the same thing again. He says like, just donate the damn money, basically. That's what he says. And he's like, all right, just donate the money, man. Like all you have to do is donate the money and you'll be fine. And he just
donate the money.
And then he just he donated to one random organization like 2 weeks after this call, or a month or something. And then he releases a video saying he's going to sue Mudahar and Carl for slander and libel. He implied he would. And then, of course, his response video got like 90% dislikes, obviously.
Look at that.
Because he thought, for some reason, he thought that people would listen. He, for some reason, thought that showing zero financial statements, his defense was quite literally, he showed his mother's autopsy report. And I don't know why. Still no one knows why. Like,
the money's in the autopsy.
Like,
it's in the body.
Look,
she was on lethal fentanyl. No.
I think he was like, maybe somebody somewhere said that they don't believe his mom actually had dementia. Maybe, I don't know, but he showed his mother's autopsy and then a random tax filing that had a signature on it that Carl claimed didn't have a signature, and there's no financial statements. And I was so confused, and no one knows what's going on. And that he said he'll never respond to it again in that video. I'm like, well, fuck, he's fucked then.
So that's a tactic. It's a rhetorical tactic, not a logical one, obviously, right? Where you find the unreasonable or irrational thing that's going on that allows you to comment and respond to the unfair comment, the unfair criticism, to address that, to then use that to invalidate the need to respond to any other criticisms. It's a pretty popular tactic, especially amongst public people who are getting thousands and thousands of comments. You'll take the one asshole who says something like out of pocket, and then you'll use that to not have to answer anything because one person was a dick. It's like, come on.
Yeah. It's pretty silly. Slagless says 5 for the Goomba. We already read that one about the cocaine and the alcohol. Brandon Jensen said Gerard cared more about BLM than dementia. Shocking. Yep. Billy Hatcher says time for Nega Snake Boys. Also screw Gerard. I hope he goes to jail. It's a rainbow night. Yeah, dude, it's been a rainbow night. I think. Big shout out to Billy Hatcher. He's the only red boy tonight. Appreciate you. And Trent Westbrook, the only pink boy tonight, and they were back to back at the very beginning of the stream. That's insane.
That was awesome.
Insane. And of course, don't forget my boy Matt Fortune for his 20 gifted memberships. Oh my God, what a man.
It's always so fucking encouraging when you open up a show and there's like big chats waiting. It's like, yes, like thank God.
You really do like me. I can't believe this.
It brings good energy, like because the streamers encouraged, the audience is encouraged, people are fired up. It's cool, guys. That's always amazing. Coming into any donation to start a show is great. And it's a lot of fun for us, obviously, but it's how we make our living, right? And so when it happens, you know, it just gets us in a great place, and it can be really cool. So thank you guys when you do that. It means the fucking world to us.
Yeah, it really does, because it allows us to continue doing what we do, right? And that's like not a lot of people know this, but that's like 90% of my entire YouTube like income is just super chats memberships. That's all of it.
Yeah, because we don't make the type of content that gets millions of views every day.
Yep.
Like, first of all, some commentary, like current event commentary channels can, like when they get huge, they can do that. Or like the quartering, like he just puts out so much of that stuff, and he's got such a good grind on that thing going and a good system for it. He just generates massive views all the time. But, you know, the channels that really like start to clean house over time are the ones that are not covering current events. They're like these other types of content. It's called evergreen content that people are going to go back to over and over and over and over again. If we don't do that type of stuff, I mean, we could do that in some respects, but that's not what our audiences come for mostly. And so like doing that's a complete re-gearing of the channel. Our stuff's geared for now, which means that those videos they get there, we got 48 hours on a video to get the views, and other than that, it's live stream stuff. So this shit really helps us. So thanks for supporting your boy Camelot, guys.
Yes, at the 248th Naked Snake in a row. We're like $1 away, but we're basically there. But Nick's got to go get ready for his show. And we've been going 2 hours already. I still got to talk about Jonathan Majors as well. But then we'll go into Nick's show. I'll raid Nick's show after that.
Oh, thanks. You can always raid me, my friend.
Hell yeah,
consensual.
Yeah, dude. That's what I'm all about.
All right, guys. Yeah, I got to run. Thanks for hanging out or letting me hang out on the show. And of course, chat. Thanks for all the nice things you said and the mean ones. I didn't actually see anything mean, but my show starts in 15 minutes tonight. I pushed it back so I can hang with Camelot straight to 11. Wait, gay to 11. And and I'm going to have him back on my show soon. And then we'll come back for a night where I don't have a show to follow up, and we'll do an epic rager at some time really soon.
Yeah. It's going to be insane. Next year's going to be crazy as fuck.
Going to be fun.
I'm excited. Real excited.
Man. All right, guys. Thanks for having me. Support your boy Camelot. When he's done, come watch my show.
Hell yeah.
All right, guys.
Nice it out.
Peace.
Thank you, Monkey Man. Oh, Jesus. I'm so big now. Holy shit. Thank you, Monkey Man. I love you. I appreciate you. And Sonia, mi amor, with a $20 super chat. That gets us exactly halfway to Fight Milk on a Monday. Big shout out to my boy Nick for hanging out tonight. Thank you so much, Nick. We haven't been on a stream together in a while, and it's a lot of fun. And I love hearing his legal analysis of these big ass situations like that. Can you do me a favor before you dip out, because you don't like me, you only like Nick because he's more attractive than me? Make sure you like the video, please, or sorry, the stream. Helps me out a lot, like a lot. There's 1,200 people in here. All hit that like button before you leave. Hopefully it gets me to 800 likes. So get on it, doggone it. Love you. Get the hell on it, doggone it. Appreciate you so much. Tracy Reeves, thank you, my friend. It says it's your first super chat. I don't believe that. Slagno says, how many morning after pills do you feed Zia? 17. Thank you so much, boys. I appreciate you. Now Nick's not here. I'm out. Damn it, Victor. How could you? How could you, Victor? I thought you loved me. I thought you had what we had was special. Have you talked about Reacher? I haven't watched it yet, but I'm really excited to watch it. But there's going to be some more stuff, I'm sure, coming out about Gerard here in the next small amount of time. His subreddit got shut down. I don't know if you guys know this, but the Completionist shut his subreddit down. He privated it so no one can go to it anymore. It's pretty crazy, right? Who does that shit? So that being said, That being said, they made a second one, a second completionist subreddit called the Completionist 2, and it's made by a different community so they can continue to post. And there's all kinds of goodies on there. Like the Open Hand Foundation was delinquent in paying registration fees in 2017, 2019, and 2023. All kinds of stuff like that. There's stuff everywhere about this, everywhere. It's actually getting kind of insane. And I don't really see a good way out, to be fair. And like Nick said, he could be facing a lot of prison time. A lot of people don't think he's going to see any jail time. Nick seems to think otherwise. So we'll see. Money is what speaks volumes, right? And he has it. But in 2014, Gerard was listed on the board of Open Hand in 2014. Open Hand only did one charity in 2014, and it was the golf tournament thing, right? But he also claims he has nothing to do with the golf tournament, right? So it's all like very, very strange. It's all very strange. And of course, there's other video game YouTubers defending Gerard for no reason, which leads me to believe they're all piles of shit. I don't know what it is about these early adopting video game YouTubers being all just worthless piles of shit. Zero redeemable people in these groups. All like what is the phrase called? Thieves. What is it called? Thieves? What is the phrase, guys, in the chat? Something thieves. I'm stupid as hell, boys. I feel real bad about this right now. Something thieves of thieves. Fuck. You know what I'm saying. Thieves. You got it. Yeah, it's thieves. It's just thieves. It's fine. It's like it's a phrase. It's like something thief. No honor among thieves. No, that's not it. I don't know. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying. Honor amongst thieves? Fuck, I don't know. I may be just imagining something that never happened. But so much is going on, man. So much is going on. There's people still defending him right now, still to this day. It's crazy. And the Completionist now has removed his profile picture from YouTube, which is very strange. Don't know what's going on there. There's also a picture right here I'm trying to pull up. It says, please don't pin the golf on me. Oh my gosh. And not get in trouble any more than I'm going to be. It's like, why would the other stuff get him in trouble, Carl says right here in this screenshot. It's because he knows. He's screwed. He's screwed. Who's defending him, Chris Estes? Bro. There's that one gamer guy. What is his name? Hold on. Let's see. It is... Where is he at? This goofy looking dude. Oh, well, Beat 'em Ups. Beat 'em Up Woodhawker. Beat 'em Ups is okay, yeah, but Beat 'em Ups is defending him on Twitter. And so is Jeff Fabre. To be honest, like even their profile pictures look like they're pieces of shit. I don't know what it is. I just get the vibe that they're pieces of shit. Must be nice to be a little sociopath. He's like, imagine making 4 to 8 critical drama videos, some with sponsors, before letting a guy defend himself. Instead, and keep in mind they did. They let him defend himself on a Discord call. So it's crazy. A den of thieves, a band of thieves. Yeah, something like that. I might have made it up, to be fair. It's crazy, man. It's absolutely crazy. And I don't really see. I kind of hope there's prison time. I don't really like these people I don't like people that scam people with charity. That sucks, man. Lonely Kakapol says, for my 2 favorite figs, thank you for the New Zealand $5. I appreciate you. RGT85 made a video about him. I tried to get him on a show recently. It's just so hard. Lonely. Thank you, Lonely Cockapoo. Appreciate you. Thick as thieves? Sure, yes. That sounds more right. But yeah, they just travel in packs, man. They just defend each other to the very end. Something about these early adopting video game YouTubers. They're all just standing by each other. I hate it. It's so gay. It's so gay. Thank you guys, by the way, for being here. I'm still going to be here for like another 45 minutes. So just letting you guys know. I started a little bit late. So make sure you do like the show. And we are halfway to Fight Milk. We still got 45 minutes. Big shout out. Let me give a few big shout outs before we move on to Jonathan Majors. Billy Hatcher with the only red boy today. You're a monster among men on a Monday. Thank you, dude. I don't deserve that shit. I know I say it all the time, but I appreciate that, dude. It goes a long way. Thank you, Trent Westbrook, my boy, always slinging the pinks. I appreciate you, my friend. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Just like my ex-wife, always slinging the pink to everybody except me. Thank you, Trent. It's a joke. That's not true at all. It's funny. So thank you guys for your big drops. I'll shout out the rest of you guys when we get closer to the end. I appreciate you. But Jonathan Majors, boys, woo! I don't know if you guys know, but Jonathan Majors, thank you, Ryan. Appreciate you, dude. Jonathan Majors was the guy that played Kang the Conqueror, and he was going to take over the MCU, and I don't really know why. But he was going to take over the MCU as the new guy in the MCU. But unfortunately, he was found guilty today of domestic violence, domestic assault. Marvel, of course, have fired him. Of course, obviously, Marvel's already cleaning house with this dude. Obviously, what's up, Sean? So he's been fired from Marvel. Obviously, okay. Obviously, where's the actual articles? Where's the articles? Why is there random videos of people playing soccer? I don't know what that means. Marvel Studios who's when they get asked if Jonathan Majors is still playing the role as Kang. Who? Marvel intended for Jonathan Majors to play every version of Kang in the MCU. A decision on what to do with the character has not been made. Yeah, I would just if it was me, if I ran Marvel, I would delete all of Marvel right now. I would delete everything we've worked on, everything planned, and I would completely fire every single person that is writing, producing, directing, and I would clean house and I would start the MCU over in a different point, right? So they did the whole Thanos arc, the Avengers arc. Do a different one that's equally loved. They have 1,000 things to pick from, right? So Jonathan Majors to Ezra Miller.
Somebody tell me how he did it! I have to know!
I said that earlier. I was like, Ezra Miller, bro. Ezra Miller, all you have to do is come out as a they, them, and you'll easily get away with this. That's all you have to do. All you have to do. But anyways, he was found guilty of domestic assault. And I saw 1,000 articles earlier, and now I can't find any of them. Okay, here we go. It says he was found guilty of assault and harassment. And from the article I read earlier, it was several counts. Several counts. Yes, it was Kurt Angle. I see Z in the chat. Hold on. Let me bring that up real quick. Oh, I'm still sharing my screen. What's up? Noah Sanders says, I know Cinnamon Toast Ken did a video about Gerard. I don't think that they were defending him, but I can't remember any. Also, more proof the MCU is dead. Yeah, the MCU's gone, bro. Noah, I love you. I appreciate you, Noah. Thank you so much for your green boy. Closing in. We're slowly crawling towards fight milk. Slowly and surely with rotten eggs all over my face. Oh, my God. Tyler Perry getting ready to sign Jonathan Majors to a 10-movie deal for $2.5 million. Oh, my God. That's sad. Jonathan Majors has been convicted of assaulting his former girlfriend during a confrontation in New York. Marvel played it smart by concluding the story of Kang with an open ending. Loki Season 2. Seems Marvel will now be parting ways with the Kang storyline. Rest in peace, everyone. This Nessa Noel says Jonathan Majors was essentially found guilty because he was too aggressive when he attempted to get away from her. I don't know, man. Now everybody's saying it's white supremacy. Bro. There was a black dude the other day that only got 180 days in prison, and he raped a bunch of small children. Come on, dude. All right. I would be afraid my career would be ruined if I sentenced somebody to a long time that happened to be black. I'm gonna be honest. If I was a judge, I'd be like, no, dude, you can just leave. Do not arrest me. You can leave. Please do not protest outside my courthouse. You can leave. You're free to go. That's what I do. I'm just gonna be straight with you. So white dude, yeah, fuck him. We'll do whatever we need to. But black, I'm letting him leave. Don't kill me. Don't come burn my house down, please. What's up, Zia? How you doing? Did you enjoy Bad Santa? I know what you didn't watch. Noah Sanders says, I love you, too, amigo. Next year is going to be big for everyone. I hope to get my sauce or come out the ground and give you a few cans to taste. Oh, dude, I'm all about it. Thank you, man. Appreciate you, Noah. I love you. Hey, man, if your company gets off the ground, I got something going on next year. Something I can't announce yet. God, I want to so bad, but I can't. Very, very unexpected. But if you want a company to be on a vehicle on TV often, I'm just saying. Thank you. No, I appreciate you. I didn't have a chance. Yeah, okay, whatever. Z. Okay, whatever. Even and it was such a beautiful movie. It was so many great things. You didn't even get to the twist. You didn't even get to the twist, Zia. God, you missed the twist. There's such a good twist at the end of the movie. You missed it. No, so yeah, Jonathan Majors done. I'm so shocked that he was fired. And what I would do, okay, is I would immediately come out as trans and non-binary something. Immediately. I would be like, hey, they persecuted me because I'm trans. That's what I do. I do it right now. I would say that would be my tomorrow morning press release. Jonathan Majors quote: "They persecuted me because I'm non-binary and trans." That's the first thing I'd do. And then you would get a movie role immediately. You'd be in another AAA movie immediately. Because everybody's gonna want to get on that gravy train of morally grandstanding. All these companies can be like, I can make a press release saying that I support the trans people, even though no one gives a fuck. But guess who does give a fuck? Central banking systems located somewhere in Eastern Europe. I don't know why, but they do. They love that shit. There's always some guy with a German accent. You have to follow the rules. That's French. Whatever, you know what I'm saying. Everyone will adopt the inclusionary or suffer consequences. That's usually how it is. I don't know why. Reagan says, I knew it. Can't wait to see what team we do. Reagan, what are you talking about? You knew it. You don't know nothing. Thank you, Reagan. I appreciate you. You don't know nothing, Reagan. You know nothing. Jon Snow. Thank you, Reagan. Ashley says, Z is here. Z is always here. She's always somewhere. You haven't got the facts correct. What are you talking about, Tug Simp? What's the facts? Tell me the facts, Tug Simp. I'm talking directly to you, Tug Simp. You better tell me the facts. Did you guys hear about the Magical Negro movie? Holy shit. I'm scared to even say the title of the movie. But it's like the Legion of Magical Negroes or something. And for a damn fact it's going to be like White People Are Evil, the movie, part 18. Because all the like Jordan Peele movies are all like White People Are Evil, part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that one's going to be part 18. Did you know that they're remaking another series of X-Files? Did you know this? They're making another series of X-Files, and the director of Black Panther, I think 2, is going to be working on it and doing it like a showrunner. For a fact that the whole point of the show is going to be how ancient aliens were white people and they came and destroyed the people of color utopia. That's immediately going to be the plot. Immediately. I know it easily. That's so easily I'm going to be able to guess that shit. 100%. Easiest shit I've ever guessed in my life. Spoiler alert. White people are aliens and we actually aren't human and we destroyed everything because we're evil and white and terrible and everybody hates us. It's going to be a fun movie. Noah Sanders. Cody, I totally want to get in on that and call the left staff chief of your first suit tentatively. You should chat with Michael Surfer of Public Square. Bro, that's big things. I'll announce it in 3 weeks. I have to announce it after I officially do a thing, and then I'll announce it. It's kind of up in the air. I've already applied for a lot of things, and it's all tentatively approved. So I want to wait till I get it happens before I'll be like, oh, make sure you come through my social media. Hayden 75. It has been a hot minute since my boy, and he comes in dropping a pink boy. We're still 420 away, which is hilarious, by the way. 420, what the fuck? But I appreciate that, Hayden. Let's give him some love. Oh my God. Kept you waiting, huh? Thank you for the in-files. No, BLT, don't do this to me. The in-files, bro. You fuck with me. Thank you, Hayden. I love you. I appreciate you so much, Hayden. What if your car gets sponsored by GameStop? GameStop won't be around when this happens. Or when something like that would happen, maybe. Hayden, I love you. Appreciate you, dude. Love you, Hayden. Thank you so much. It's the second pink boy of the night. You're the man. He's the man. He's the man, the manly man. Thank you so much, my friend. But yeah, we got that, and then we got another thing I got to announce. A few people know about it. Zia knows all of the things, which is hilarious. I don't know why she knows, but Zia knows. Nick knows. All my like really close friends know about all of it. But I can't really let it go until I can't like let it go in mass until it's happening. It's one of those things that if I talk about it, it could like fall out from under me. So I gotta keep it going. Gotta keep it going. But I did a lot of stuff today, and I got a lot of stuff to do tomorrow to get ready for the official time. The official running. Look at that. Look at that man. Look at him. It's my kitty. He's dead. His foot's swollen. My cat's foot is swollen, like his paw, and he can't walk on it. Took him to the vet. They x-rayed him. All kinds of shit. Nothing's going on. They think they gave him some anti-inflammatory. Think it's maybe has to do with some kind of weird infection or something. So working through that, but he's super happy. He sleeps and he sits in front of the heater. He does everything he wants to do. He runs outside. He just walks on one leg like his leg's gone, and it's like a little swollen. They shaved it and he got a little fat to foot. It's weird. He's got kitty diabetes. Oh, but another pink boy. Jeez, what is going on, Hayden? Oh my God. Sorry, I've been playing through Metal Gear series again over the past month or so. I had to throw out the quote out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm on 5. Skip Peace Walker, but it's hard to find now. Thanks for streaming that Cam and Rackets. Dude, Hayden, I love Metal Gear Solid 1 through 4. 5's fine. It has great gameplay. It just doesn't feel as Metal Gear-y as the other ones. You know, Metal Gear 1 through 4 is perfection. I know a lot of people have their preferences, and if I had to choose one, it might be 3. There's something about 3 where it's just so every part of it's just so iconic. But so is all the other ones, right? It's hard to say. You know, thank you, Hayden. I love you, dude. And just like that, we're 350 away, 340. Thank you. God, that was quick. Thank you, Hayden. I appreciate you. Peace Walker's awesome. Yeah, I played Peace Walker on PSP. I think it was PSP. Pretty sure it was PSP. I had a Peace Walker PSP, I think. Like a Japanese one. And I lost it like 100 years ago. I'll probably find it in storage, like in my garage, though. 2 and 3, perfect. I agree. Love it. 5 didn't have emotion. Yeah, 5. Well, he didn't have time to finish 5. That was the issue with 5. Anyways, oh, by the way, guys, make sure you follow my booking Twitter account. Very important. Very, very important. It's in the chat right now. I have not like sold it. I've not told anybody about it like in like a month. So they're not going to unban my official one. So I have to live vicariously through my booking agent, unfortunately, which is kind of sad, but whatever. It's life. So that's just how it is. Survival's a great game. Doubt it. I doubt it. Hey, I doubt it. Oh man. Yeah, I love MGS5. Put over 200. I did too. I went all the way through MGS5. That was great. MGS5 is like a 9.2 out of 10, right? It's just Metal Gear Solid 1 through 4 are like 9.8, 9.9s. You know what I'm saying? It's to say MGS5 is not a good game is disingenuous. You know what I'm saying? But it's just because it's up against the greatest games of all time. It's so hard, you know? Where do we find the lawyer guy that I just had on, Sean? I will raid him shortly. So you'll go right to his page. It's REKIETA Law, but if you stay in here another 20 minutes, you'll just be in his channel. Because you can raid on YouTube now. So make sure you stay. Make sure you like the show. We're almost to 700. I need you guys to spam the like button. What is this how you treat me now? You don't spam the like button? Is there something wrong with my face? Is my voice too trailer parky for you? Because I agree. All right. I completely agree with that. I've been playing. I set up my studio, got my music studio ready to go. I've been playing a lot of music lately, get my chops up. I have blisters all over my fingers. You can see them. They're white. See these blisters on my fingers from guitar? Has to do with something that I need to announce here in a little while. It's going to be wild, boys. It's a weird year. Richard, it's a weird year, man. It's going to be a weird year for me. It's going to be the big one. I'm really excited. I'm really, really excited. So make sure you're hanging on for the ride. It's going to be crazy, boys. Like, real crazy. So, and I'll be able to meet you guys. I'll be able to meet a lot of you guys because I'll be all over the U.S. this year. Every other state. I'll be in every other state this year. So, I won't be in like Montana. Like, why would anybody be in Montana? I won't be in North Dakota, right? But I'll be in like California, I'll be in Las Vegas. I'll be in Texas. I'll be in Tennessee. I'll be in Georgia. I might be in New York. I don't want to be, but I might be. Louisiana. I don't know. Maybe. Thank you, Ashley, for your $5 locals. Appreciate that, baby. Didn't you say something about this on Contest House? I might have been drunk, Mick Stellar. I don't know. I hope not. Hope I didn't say anything about it. Oh, man. Ohio? Doubt it. Actually, I might. Let me look at the list. Hold on. Let's see. Will I be in Ohio? Nope. 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 I'll be in Denver, Colorado, Illinois, Indiana. Does Cody X stalk these streams? No. She's highly successful. She doesn't need to be here. He said all over the U.S., Jamie. Listen, damn it. Okay. When I meant all over the U.S., I meant like generally speaking. I'm not going to North Dakota. Why would I do that? Why would I go to Ohio? I mean, I'll probably go to Cincinnati this year. I'm just not for the reason I'm saying. Not for the reason I'm saying. We got 6 minutes left in the show before I do Naked Snake, boys. What part of Texas I'll be in? Oh, Houston, Austin, all of it. We got 6 minutes till Naked Snake. We are 320, 335, 340. I can't do the math. I'm combining everything. Until Fight Milk, we got 6 minutes. If not, we got to do Naked Snake. I got to find my bandana, which I have trusty, dusty bandana right here. I'll have it. A new video coming out Thursday. Don't miss it. It's going to be very, very spicy. Very, very, very spicy. And also, if you live in Florida, if you're in Florida, preferably like southeast Florida, eastern Florida, pay attention in February because I'll be there for a reason that is fucking crazy. And I hope I see you there. So, what's up, James? How you doing, dude? How you doing, my man? Don't come to Illinois. Okay, cool. I won't. I won't. What's wrong with North Dakota? I don't know. There's nothing wrong with North Dakota. It's just why would I go to North Dakota, you know? Like, North Dakota has freedom. But I'm in Alabama, man. You know? If somebody breaks my threshold, I can pop them in half with like a 12 gauge. And no one will care. I'm in Alabama, right? In Canada, you can't even do that. In Canada, if somebody breaks into your house in Canada, you're not allowed to shoot them and kill them. You will be charged with murder. Do you guys know that? Are you guys aware of self-defense laws in Canada? You cannot shoot and kill somebody that breaks into your house. You'll be charged with murder. I learned about this recently from a Canadian. It's crazy. All you can do is fist fight them and like probably die. And if they have a gun, you can just get to die, I guess. Sean Block, we have guns? Yeah, you have guns. You just can't use them in a self-defense in a home invasion. You can have guns in Canada. So, that's every country? No. What? Why did my dad not go to jail when he blew that guy in half that broke into my house? I'm in Alabama. What are you talking about? Somebody breaks into my house, I could blow them in half and reload 4 times and blow them in half again. That shit happens all the time here. Why do you think that people don't do home invasions here? Because they get blown in half. What are you talking about? Can't defend yourself in Alabama. What are you talking about? Oh, I'm not talking about America. Okay, yeah. Okay, then you're right, probably. You're probably right then. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's crazy, man. Stand your ground. Every state is different, yes. But I mean, generally speaking, if you're in a southern state, you pretty much can defend yourself. Most states are going to be like that. It's just how egregious is the defending of oneself. Yeah, so I'm so shocked. So shocked. My house is like Home Alone levels of defense. Yeah, dude, same. Got a 12 gauge under every single bed. Superstar. What's up, dude? All right, it's time for Naked Snake. It's time, boys. Where is he at? Where's the boy at? Superstar. I just started Metal Gear Solid 3. My God. Colonel. Major Zero. Metal Gear. Thank you, Superstar. I love you. Jesus Davila. Camelot, what should I sir you wear? Medium? I think right now medium because I've lost like 20 pounds. I bust between medium and large, depending on if I'm 170 or 200, depending on what time of the year. I usually wear larges at the end of the year, and then in the middle of the year, I wear mediums again. So, do you whistle, Dix? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? We're not doing phrasing anymore. What are you talking about? Like grape? Like I like grape shakes? What game system I have, Jamie? All of them, except for Xbox, whatever. Xbox Series 18. I don't know what they call them now. Why would anybody have an Xbox? You would have a PlayStation for exclusives, but then again, I don't even use that. Thank you, Noah. Appreciate you. It's time for Naked Snake, boys. Got 2 minutes away till Naked Snake. About to sneeze, boys. Oh, I'm about to sneeze hard. Wow. That was a good one. Oh, Jesus, that hurt. Oh, thanks, guys. Let me go through the super chats real quick before we start dancing. And then we're going to raid Nick REKIETA. I appreciate all the support. Billy Hatcher, my boy. The only red boy tonight is a big one. It's Mr. Billy. Thank you so much. You can always count on me. Trent Westbrook with a pink boy. I love you, dude. Ray Knight, I love you. Kyle Violent. Thank you so much. Maldy. It's Nick's head that bigger, is his shoulder strong. Oh, well, Earthford Jim Slim is a guest. Let's get it. Thank you, Maldy. Appreciate you. Billy Hatcher, love you, dude. Fuck the Completionist. Outpost Nerd, love you, dude. Billy Hatcher, love you, dude. Grifty, Power Keg, Kyle, Blue Waffle, Billy, Mario Trujillo, Grifty, Sad Lad, Chad, Anonymous. Gerard would never done any money if it wasn't controversy. Yep. Xander, Ellie Fant, Nick, Charlene, Fire PA, Big Sal up north. Thank you, man. Charlene, Hell Snake, Ashley, Patrick, Slaying Nanners, Matthew Fausch, my boy, dude. Derek Tracer, love you. I appreciate you. Sad Lad, Monkey Man, Russell Hall, Nick, Jesus, Caros, Michael Daw, Rich, K to the Swiss, Tamara, Renegade, Slaglas, Brandon Jensen, Mr. Billy, Sonia, Monkey Man, and Tracy, Slaglas, Lonely, Noah Sanders, love you, dude. Ashley, Rakin, Hayden, with 2 pinks in a row. Thank you, guys, on Superstar. Love you guys. Thank you so much. A lot of super chats today. You guys have been killing it. Like the show. We're almost to 700. I need you to give it a little cuddle, a little kiss on its PP, please. Just a little kiss on the PP. A little kiss on the PP. All right, here we go. Let's do Naked Snake. Appreciate you guys so much. Like the stream figures. Thank you so much. No, wait, no, hold on. Thank you so much. No. It's time again for 248th Naked Snake in a row for over 2 years. 2 years. Thank you, Noah. Appreciate you, my friend. Get the hell on it, doggone it. It's time again for Naked Snake. Here we go. Oh, my God. Here we go, boys. Like the show. Here we go. Oh, he's starting us off. Alan Jones.
What a thrill with darkness and silence through the night.
Billy. Here we go, boys.
I'm searching and I'm melting to you.
Richard, yes.
What a fear in my heart, but you're so supreme. I give my life, not for honor, but for you.
Oh. In my time, there'd been nobody else. Oh, cry. It's the way I fly to you. Oh, Hayden with a big one. I'm still in a dream Narco was
Someday we'll go red. Someday you feed on a tree frog. It's a trial to survive.
Oh my God! Can you believe it? I give my life, not for honor, but for you. In my time, there be nobody else. Hey, woo, cry. It's the way I fly to you. I'm still in a dream. Snake eater. Amazing. 248 in a row. Here we go. Thank you guys so much. Love you. Appreciate you. Thank you. I love you. Neanders did a cover of this song. So if you haven't heard it, check it out. She did an amazing job. I don't even know who that is. Thank you, Hayden. I love you. I appreciate you. Now, 5 Milk Artist thinks we were $2.99 away. $2.98. Thank you. I appreciate you. We got close though on a Monday. It's hard. Mondays are hard. Sonia, I love you. Ashley, Hayden, Billy Hatch, you guys are goated as hell. You guys are goated as hell. What a crazy show today. I appreciate you guys more than you know. More than you know. Solid state citizen. I appreciate you guys. You guys have been awesome today. Awesome show. Make sure you check out my new video coming out very, very soon. If you're not subscribed, make sure you are. If you're not subscribed to my alt channel with the clips that come out every single day, make sure you are. It's been popping off, been really fun lately. Make sure you keep your eye on your prize, boys, because it's happening. It's happening right now. Make sure you like the show. We're 25 likes from 700. 25 from 700. Oh my God. Colonel, 25 likes from 700. More likes than Metal Gear. More likes to surpass Metal Gear. Thank you so much. I love you guys. Appreciate you. And big shout out to the only red boy of the night, Mr. Billy Hatcher. You go to this hell. Thank you for keeping the Rainbow Night alive for your boy. I don't deserve that shit, but I am so thankful for all the amazing people that hang out with me. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I will see you Wednesday. Guest not announced, but I do actually have some lined up for once. It's actually starting to work out a little bit. Thank God. I'll see you guys over on Nick's show right now. Make sure you give him a like when you pop in and say Cam Raid in the chat. Get the hell on it, doggone. I appreciate you guys. Bye. Yeah. I'll see you guys Wednesday. Ooh.